'cause we live, bitches!
Coming soon to this theater.
It's alive. It's moving. It's coming this way.
What is up, everybody? It's your boy Brian back for another week of CG Horror Movie Club. The club where, what do? We watch horror movies. We always try to pick something that's not behind a paywall. So link to the movie that we're talking about tonight is in the description. It'll take you to, Tubi? I think sometimes it's the Plex. It's always a source that is unedited, but usually with commercials. We want to make sure that if we're talking about a movie and it sounds dope to you, that you have instant access to it. You can be like, damn, I got to check that shit out. And all you have to do is click on the link in the description. Takes you right to the movie. Anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about this bad boy, Bubba Ho-Tep, by Don Coscarelli from A Short Story. Of course, by the legendary Joe R. Lansdale, and starring Ossie Davis and Bruce Campbell. And, naturally, you got horror stands, you're going to have Bruce Campbell stands at the yin yang. And speaking of Bruce Campbell stands, let's talk to my boy, and your boy too, Matt Butch Cleaver Burke. What's up, homie?
How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm all right.
Awesome.
Staying cool. It's like a freaking sauna outside. So
me too, man. I had to go to the beer store and get my one of my favorite Weinstefanners, the Corbinian. This one comes around like once a year or something like that. Got some. I got a bear on there and some Pope. I don't know. It's like 7.4.
Seasonal beer.
Yeah, it's good though. It's really, really good. It's like the Vitus. So yeah,
nice. Excellent. That sounds good. We may have to crack a beer. One of these days, I'm going to drink a beer with you on this stream. Right now, I'm just feeling sorely undercaffeinated, so I'm having like my iced oolong tea.
Oh, that's good, man.
Yeah, which is great stuff. It has a smoky flavor to it. What up, Clutch Boogie? Thank you so much for joining us, everybody who's joining us this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate you. Now, I want to get right into it. Regarding some horror movie news, Matt, the fucking Monsters trailer.
Hey, I hate to say it, dude. It looks kind of, I don't know, like something's up with that. It looks kind of like home video, kind of.
It looks like shit. I think maybe that's what you're trying to say. It looks like hot garbage, in my opinion.
Yeah, everybody I know is saying that. Like, I haven't heard one good response from anybody. I'm gonna watch it regardless. So I guess it's the origin, like where they met. It's a love story. I'll watch it though. And the dude that's plays the grandpa in there, he's in this movie too that we're about to talk about.
Yes, as a matter of fact, he is.
Roback or what the fuck.
Yep.
But I'll check it out. I'll go see it. It does look pretty whack, but we'll see. I'm not gonna be. I'll check it out. You know what I mean? I kind of wish it was black and white though. I think it would have might have been a little better, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Some shit looks cool. Most of it looks kind of whack though.
Most people can't watch black and white though.
Yeah.
Especially Rob Zombie's fans, I'm assuming, right? They're just gonna see black and white and go, ew.
I don't know though, dude.
Turn it off.
A lot of those people are into the old like Monsters and
no, they're not. No, they're not.
I think
they're posers, dude. They're like, Rob Zombie fans are like one step away from juggalos. I mean, and of course I'm generalizing, but the Rob Zombie fans that I've spoken to and known aren't that bright.
Well, I mean,
They're not very bright
it's
people,
just
and they
pop
only know
culture.
new horror. They don't know classic horror. That's one of the reasons they love Rob Zombie's movies so much, because they've never seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the older cats, like the ones like that you're referring to, are mostly my generations, But I think a lot of them were into like, I mean, the monsters and the Addams Family. That's pop culture TV. You know what I mean?
I grew up with that shit.
And Alex Alice Cooper. So that's basically what he is. You know what I mean? Like that's his number one influence. Him and Manson, the shock rock. And
right.
But yeah, dude, I was a little let down by it. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't get that. Like the teaser was better than the trailer. I thought the teaser was way better. It felt like the monsters. This feels like a Rob Zombie home video.
Right.
Doesn't feel like even a commercial or a TV show or a movie. It feels like a home video. I don't know if that makes. Doesn't even look like as good as a home video. Even it looks kind of weird.
No,
but
you can tell this was shot on a shoestring. And the production company that made this, basically what they do is they make really low budget sequels to I think Paramount movies that were like successful but not huge. Right? So something like the Paul W.S. Anderson piece of shit remake of Death Race 2000. They did the sequels to that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And they've done the sequels to like other franchises.
Like if I was filming, I would have shot on film. Like you could tell it looks pretty digital. It doesn't even look
gross. It looks nasty. It looks like somebody threw up all over the set.
It doesn't even look, the filming, like a lot of the angles and the zooms and shit like that are total Rob Zombie. Like it looks like a Rob Zombie movie for sure. But the film doesn't look as good. The quality doesn't look as good for some reason.
Well, the one thing that I've always given him credit for is his production design.
Yeah.
His production design is always really good. For those of you that aren't aware of what production design means means the production designer is the person that sort of creates the look of the film. That is to say, the sets, the costumes, and all that stuff. Not to say that they make the costumes and all that stuff, but if the movie has a certain aesthetic, it's because of the production designer. And his production design has always been, I think, the only thing that's been ever good about his movies. But here, I'm just like, for the monsters, it's
weird, dude.
It's because I remember seeing Monsters Go Home, which is in color, right? And that's like the Monsters movie. I think it was like a television movie,
but
right?
it feels well, I don't know. I mean, I've seen a newer Monsters movie that was made for TV. It's on Tubi, I think. And it's got that guy from he's like a character actor. He plays Herman. He's in Raising Arizona. He's like, I'm talking about wife swapping, motherfucker. You know what the guy I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So that guy, and he's in like Christmas Vacation. But he plays Herman in there, and it's just like whatever. You know what I mean? It was okay, but
right.
Right. I don't know, man. I just don't know. Like for me, it's not creepy feeling. Like it looks.
Well,
I'm not feeling the vibe. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't. It's supposed to be fun and creepy and kind of vintage feel. And it just something about it. It looks too kind of psychedelic in some ways.
With the color scheme, yeah. But I mean, it just and here's the thing. I have like a hard-on against Rob Zombie, right?
Oh, I know.
So I take that shit into account when I try to judge something.
Right.
Now, if it's a comedy, if I'm sitting there and watching it, and if I'm trying not to laugh, that means it's funny.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Right?
You're like, oh, fuck. I guess this is kind of funny. I'm going to laugh now.
Right. Yeah, well, because I remember like some friends of mine were trying to get me into Beavis and Butthead. And I was like, fuck that. That's like MTV shit. I'm not watching that garbage, right? Fuck MTV. And then I'm sitting there with my friends and I'm like,
yeah.
Right. And then I was just like, wait a second. I'm trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
That means this shit's just funny. So just laugh.
Well, that's how I was with King of the Hill, because I like Beavis and Butthead, because I grew up on Beavis and Butthead, and I'm like, this shit's fucking boring. And then I watched Office Space. I'm like, oh, okay, I get what this fucker's doing. He's like the voice of blue collar America. And in retrospect, I look back, I'm like, he's one of the best writers of our generation.
Absolutely.
For like blue collar stuff. You know what I mean? He's so good. Like he's so like on point. Even Extract,
Yeah.
Idiocracy. I think.
Idiocracy, of course, is now
Beavis and
considered a
Butthead.
classic. Office
King of the
Space
Hill.
is considered a classic.
King of the Hill's
Yeah.
on. I'll just watch it. That's just like blue collar Texan. You know,
It
like
is.
I'll just watch that, and it's very.
That's where he's from.
It's hilarious. You know, it's very inspiring. You know, I always think of him and the Coen brothers and a little bit of Tarantino, but him a lot, dude. He's a big influence on me in my writing, believe it or not. It's just so kind of.
Well, the funny thing about Mike Judge is that he's the guy that makes movies that aren't successful when they come out.
Yeah.
And then like years later, they become classics.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like he always like fails and then gets vindicated.
Then they have the Beavis and Butthead movie that's coming out, or it's out right now, right? The new one?
It's out.
Okay, it's on Paramount, I think, right? Network?
I think.
I gotta check it out. I love Beavis and Butthead, bro. And
Rob
Zombie did that. Rob Zombie did the video in there, remember? He was on Pee-wee's Playhouse with Blackula too, I think. He was doing the set design on there, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. And like I said, that's like one of the things. That's like the only thing I think that he's good at. But I keeps it real. If something is dope, I'll be like,
yeah, right.
It's dope, right?
No,
and it's just
like
I didn't want to like this, but it's awesome, and I got to give credit where credit is due.
Right.
The teaser left me thinking, okay, where's the joke?
Yeah.
Like, where's the humor?
Yeah, there wasn't.
Like, I had a feeling like it was just kind of like they didn't know what to do with themselves.
I feel like the humor's got to come from the grandpa. Like he's got to carry most of it. So that guy, and luckily he's like the one that's got the most acting chops in the group. You know,
yes,
because the guy, the caveman from Geico, he's in a lot of Rob Zombie movies. He's in like the last 5 of them. He's playing Herman. So we'll see how it is. I didn't know it was going to be a love story, and it's going to be the origin of how they met. Well, I mean,
so it doesn't even have Eddie in it. How can you have the Munsters without fucking Eddie?
I guess they get married or something, or maybe he comes in at the end,
okay.
but I don't know. Looks like there's a lot of there's a lot of montages in there. You know what I mean? Like in the trailer. And I like for me, like when I saw Captain America: Winter Soldier, my favorite scene is the montage when he's going around and with the Howling Commandos, and I wanted more of that. I wanted a whole fucking movie of that, maybe 2, and we didn't get that. And I felt like they were just. I went back and recently watched it again, the first one. That movie's good. Tommy Lee Jones and whatnot. Stanley Tucci. Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Oh, dude, that's like one of the best. That may be the best Marvel movie.
Yeah, Joe Johnston, you know, Wolfman Rock.
Yeah,
but I don't know,
actually,
man.
Joe Johnston did the one that was before that. Was the Russo brothers that did that did.
Oh yeah,
Winter
the second one is better, but the first one's really. But I mean, it's just like a different. It's like
the first one. The first one is
piece.
Right. The first one was okay. It wasn't the Captain America movie I always wanted.
Yeah, I wanted it more like dirty in back in the World War II more. You know what I mean? Like,
I wanted it. You see, for me, Captain America has always been about the fish out of water, right?
Yeah.
And so in the first movie, you wanted him getting frozen, turned into the capsicle.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then thawed out, and like all of his friends are like dead.
I didn't even want that. Like I wanted that like maybe in the second. I wanted more of this World War II. Like I wanted the whole like movie and a half. Like I don't know. I just wanted more of that. I wanted more Red Skull. And in retrospect, I'm like, damn, I really wanted more Red Skull because they fucking killed him like so fast and underutilized that actor.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that they didn't kill him, right? Because like when he disappears, it's pretty clear that he's like teleporting.
Yeah, pretty much. Like he's gonna be back, you know. But they
so
fucking
he's
waited 20 years.
They did bring him back.
20 years or something, right? Or 10 years.
Right. Yeah. And of course, Hugo Weaving was just fantastic in the part. But yeah, no. So the Munsters teaser did not get me excited at all. And then I saw the trailer, and dude, I'm not going to be able to sit through this.
Oh no!
Right?
I'm
not going to be able
to
because I can't. Dude. I literally had to turn off the trailer.
If
I can't make it through the trailer,
yeah.
How am I going to make it through fucking 90 minutes of this shit?
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
There's no way. I'm not doing that to myself. So I'm thinking like, is it just me? No, it wasn't just me.
No, everybody hated it.
Yeah, everybody seemed to be like, had the same reaction, and I think that this is very likely going to be his undoing. I think that this is going to be it for him. I think as a filmmaker,
probably yeah. It's gonna be on Netflix too. They didn't say anything about being on Netflix, but now it is on Netflix.
It was supposed to be theatrical, but now they're releasing it to Netflix.
They're like, fuck that, because of all the backlash.
Yeah, because they
I
know they
think.
got a fucking turkey on their hands.
Yeah.
And you know, just the stories I was hearing about, like you know how much time usually is spent on the shooting a film, like a big budget movie, it could be like 3 months, right? If it's a low budget movie, it's probably like more like a month.
Mm.
For this, it was 10 months.
Yeah, I was about to say, it wasn't like a year or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it though, but I
So
mean,
that's an indication to me that it was probably shot in pieces.
yeah, I don't think
Um,
so. I think they're over there living in Transylvania, like because that's where they filmed it, or Budapest. No, I don't know, Bolivia.
Well, it's very cheap
Yeah,
to shoot in
I think
Eastern
Transylvania,
Europe.
or I think it for sure was Eastern Europe. I think it was Romania. I think that's where they were filming, or Transylvania and Romania.
Right, it's very
But I
cheap
don't.
to shoot there. But the whole concept of the monsters is that they're a average
Suburban.
suburban family that just
Right.
happened to be monsters.
Right.
Right? The Addams family were weird and freaky. The monsters are fucking monsters. And a lot of people miss this. But basically, it's the Frankenstein monster marrying Dracula's daughter.
Yeah. And then here they're
And
showing him in the trailer being made. You never saw his origin in the movie, in the Herman, right, in the TV show.
he's supposed to be the Frankenstein monster,
Yeah.
right? So he was thrown together from bits and pieces of corpses in Ingolstadt by Baron Victor von Frankenstein. And
But they don't say that. They change the names
they don't
around a little bit.
say that, but it's
Yeah.
you know, it's implied the same way that Lily is Dracula's daughter,
Right.
right? And Grandpa was sort of based on a bit by Lenny Bruce, the legendary comedian and anti-censorship advocate. And it was a routine that he did about a Jewish Dracula. And that's basically what Al Lewis was playing. He was playing like a Jewish Dracula.
Yeah, pretty much.
And right, and it worked. It was funny as shit. I love those old shows, and you know, it was a big part of my childhood. But then I also looked at the trailer. Let me see if I can bring that up, because oh Jesus, man, it looked vile. Does not look.
Hell, Time of Dying.
Oh, hey, what up, Tom of Dying? Thank you so much. Yeah, for tuning in. Yeah, man, I love the Munsters too. And
I'll check it out. But you know, I'm not gonna go like run this. I'm definitely not gonna watch it on Netflix because fuck Netflix.
The director of House of the
right, are you getting the audio on this?
Yeah.
You are. Okay. All right. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, we can't play movie clips. We can't even play trailers.
Yeah.
On the stream, because boom, they'll the algorithm will jack us and boot us off the Tay interwebs, right? So I can show like little bits and pieces, you know, but I have to pause every now and then.
Halloween. The stranger that invaded my happy home on that boob tube.
All right, right off the bat, of course, he's got to put his bitch in everything, because he knows deep down inside that chick, there's no way that she's like into this shit, is what I'm saying. Right? She's with him because he puts her in movies, because she wouldn't have like an acting career without him. And the day that he can't get a movie funded, that's when she's going to drop him like a sack of potatoes. Watch and see. I told you, okay? Guarantee you, she's not into him.
Blood run cold. A man that every time he enters my crypt,
Look at this, man.
it's like a stake through my dead black heart.
Looking for a vision, a queen.
Oh man. Oh God. Oh, this hurts. This hurts. All right, there was the Monsters Go Home. I mean, look at this shit, man.
Yeah, like what time period is this in? Because he's like a punker or some shit right there, right? A rockabilly dude or some shit.
That's what Psychobilly. I'm guessing.
And he was like that in the Halloween 2, I think, that the same actor played a psychobilly dude on stage singing and shit, you know?
I knew the moment I laid eyes on you that
I know the moment I laid eyes on it's just like, what? It just sounds like hot garbage, man. It's like, dude, couldn't you hire like a writer? Right?
Yeah, it's weird,
It's
man.
just like, okay, if you want to direct this thing, it's just like I would be like, if I were him, like I'm lucky. I'm actually pretty good at comedy, even though that's not my ambition. I'd rather be really good at horror.
Yeah.
But if I was just like, man, I'm not, I don't know what to do with this, I would hire a freaking writer and ask them, okay, distill what was essential about the original. And
Right.
I would maybe want to like take it in a unexpected direction a little bit by emphasizing the horror.
Yeah, I would make mine scary. I mean, everybody's got their own, but I would try to make it as scary as possible, and there'd definitely be a lot of fucking hot rods. And I would go about doing that by putting it in the 1950s, straight up. You want to that's the problem that the It remake suffered from, because in the 50s you got these kids, they're fucking wholesome American kids, you know what I mean, Norman Rockwellian. You put them in the fucking 70s or the 70s, or fucking metalhead 70s and 80s, they're not afraid of shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know. It seems they lose their innocence. So you put suburban America 1950s. That's how I would have done it. And I would have made it real creepy, and I had a lot of hot fucking rods, a lot of hot rods. Yes. You know what I mean? A real gearhead fucking grandpa, like lots of hot rods. You gotta
have a dragster race, right?
That's, for me, that would be the movie, like scary hot rods.
Yeah,
nothing too crazy. You know what I mean?
Everything that made the Munsters cool. When I was at the East Coast Comic-Con a few years ago, which is held in New Jersey, which is a great convention because it's a small convention, but it's focused on exclusively comic books.
Right.
And the emphasis is on comic books. And that's not to say, you don't have like, some celebrities hanging out, like Sam J. Jones had a booth and everything. Folks like that. And they also had a bunch of cars. They had all the Batmobiles.
Ooh, nice.
They had the Monkey Mobile for some reason. Yes, if you guys don't remember, there was a Monkey Mobile for the series The Monkeys. And then the piece de la resistance, the fucking Monster Mobile.
Yeah,
and I was there watching them, right? Because I had set up my table, and this is like the day before when everybody's setting up their tables and whatnot, and they were bringing this thing in.
That's a big deal, dude. That's like, it's just branding. It's iconography too. Like, you need to have that in the movie. Like, I mean, fucking Dragula. I thought for sure he would have put that in there in the trailer. His Dragula song. Like, he's all about that shit. He's always been about the monsters and stuff. But dude, where's your Dragula at, bro?
But is he really?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they didn't have the budget or something. I mean, the house is a big thing. The costumes and the prosthetics, that's a major thing. The actors are a major thing. The house is a fucking major thing. The house has got to be scary. It has to be that fucking duality from suburban America and the house. You know what I mean? And the 1950s. You know what I mean?
But and the full cast. You have to have Marilyn. Poor Marilyn.
Yeah.
Poor Marilyn, right?
If not in the movie, or if not in the, you got to have in the movie. All right. And if you're going to go this origin route a little bit, there should be like a third of the movie, not the whole fucking thing. Like when Herman met
maybe like
Lily. That's cool.
Right. The first maybe 5 to 10 minutes, maybe even like the pre-title sequence.
Something like that. You could, I would probably do it a little more, maybe, because it to let it breathe a little bit. But normally that's how they do it in the movies. They do it like in the title, or they.
Dude, look at.
But there's a lot. There's a lot of dates on this. There's a lot of montage dating on here.
Feel the same.
Last time I saw a hand that big, it was in a butcher's window.
And just like the fucking old school, like just like gusto that they had, just like worldly actors. Get that dude from Lost in there.
Oh, dude,
there's a lot of actors in here. I'm not gonna hate on it though until I watch the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm ahead of you. I'm hating on it.
Oh no, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Well, look at, there's a Brick right there. He's in all of his movies. That dude's the Joker right there, dude. That guy. Yeah. He actually is in Game of Thrones. He's like the main bad guy in Game of Thrones. You know that?
Really?
Yeah, the dude, the fucking White Walkers or whatever the fuck.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's in all the Rob Zombie movies.
Okay.
So there's a lot. There's them doing a lot of different costume shit, and
this looks like. But also, just look at like the video quality. It looks like a home movie.
It looks like a porch cam. You know what I mean? Like on a porch.
It's like, did he shoot this on his fucking phone? Not that I have anything against movies that are shot on phones, because there's some people that are really, really creative and
Spielberg just did a video.
Things.
Spielberg just shot his first music video. It's on Twitter right now on his phone. First music video, first phone recording. Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, I mean, he stopped being an interesting filmmaker like 30, 40 years ago, as far as I'm concerned. But whatever, you know.
I just bought my daughter Hook. You know what I mean? I was watching that movie. My little brother loved that movie. He watched it maybe 200 times back, and this is 1990. Right. And I'm just looking at all the actors in there: Phil Collins, Glenn Close, like doing little special like pop-ups.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's fantastic. You gotta watch it. And it's a lot like the Wizard of Oz, because they built so much shit, dude. You see these massive sets, you know. And Robert Williams, man, I mean, God bless his soul. He's so good in there. That's like his movie where that's his Alpha Chad movie. He's a badass motherfucker in there, you know. Through the whole movie, he's trying to become Pan.
Grown up, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a lawyer, and his
forgotten
kids are just trying to hang out with him. His kids want to hang out with him, and he's like, on this, I got a fucking deal. Like, well, everybody just shut up. He's like yelling at his kids, you know. And they're like, Peter, you know, like your kids are growing up, you know, they're gonna be gone. They're not even gonna want to hang out with you, you know. And then Dustin Hoffman comes in and steals him. Anyway, definitely watch it. A lot of people hate on it, but it's fucking good. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen it, so I don't have an opinion on it.
For a 90s, like, you know, cheesy thing, but there's some good moments in there. Some good Steven Spielberg in there. Big sets. Big fucking sets in there.
Yeah, so it's 90s. It's not shot in front of a fucking blue screen.
90, yeah.
Okay, now look at this. Look at this, man. This really makes me... This really burns my britches right here. Check out Uncle Gil. It's a fucking Halloween mask, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like, it should have been a full-on...
fucking awful.
So, like, for me, I would have spent, like, most of my budget on Rick Baker. And and then I would have got the best, like, cheapest actors I could find.
No shit.
I would have got the best carpenters to build the best house, and then the best fucking person to build the car for me. That's it. That's the movie. And I know that would have been a lot, you know.
Well,
but you gotta have the monsters, dude. The sets, the costumes are the sets.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you wouldn't even need to build a new car. You just use the fucking old one.
Maybe, but maybe they have some laws, or, you know, like, I mean, if Universal, this is a Universal movie, so they got to have a couple of them.
Well, they obviously didn't fucking pony up much bread for this, now, did they?
Nah, they don't pony up nothing, dude.
No. Oh yeah, Time of Dying says, "Oh man, I love the Munsters. There should be a Munsters comic book." In fact, if I'm remembering correctly, I think there may have been a Munsters comic book by Gold Key. Gold Key comics were comics that you would pick up in the supermarket, right? They would be like in the magazine section, and you would buy a bag full of them, right? It was a sealed bag full of comic books. And sometimes you didn't know what you were getting in there, which was awesome. And there was a Star Trek comic book. There was a Twilight Zone comic book. There was a bunch, like a bunch of different ones. Based a lot of comics based on TV shows. And I think there may have been a Munsters comic. I'm sure at some point there was a Munsters comic, but I can't say for sure. And yeah, they have tried to reboot the Munsters several times, and it never works. And I think one of the reasons it never works is because they always do it in color, right? Now, why is Herman green, right? Because the makeup that was put on Boris Karloff was green makeup. Why did they use green makeup? Because it made him look super pale when shot in black and white.
Yeah.
So Herman's not supposed to look like that. He's supposed to be like super pale.
Yeah, right.
Right? So right off the bat, that's one of the things that's always weird. That never looks right whenever they do the Munsters in color. It's just a bad idea to begin with. And speaking of Uncle Gil, let's see. We got right over here. Check him out. With the hat and the scarf. You know, and the naked feet.
And in Universal, they can do whatever they want with these characters.
Yeah,
they can make them look like, you know, Herman could look exactly like fucking Boris. You know what I mean?
It can look exactly like the Karloff version, and they could. But I mean, dude, look at this. It's a rubber mask.
Looks pretty bad, dude.
It looks freaking horrible. Come on now. So yeah, it's just.
Oh, look at that. What the fuck?
Ugh. It's just gross. Oh. Okay, I'm done. That's it. I'm tapping out.
So,
I'm tapping out. Fuck
I guess they're
this
coming out with
shit,
the new Halloween.
Yes, the new
Halloween
Halloween
Ends. Is that what it's
trailer
called?
should be premiering sometime soon.
I was watching. Did you watch Halloween Kills already?
Yes.
I didn't finish it, but I was digging it. I was digging the Anthony Michael Hall character a lot.
Yes.
And I like seeing him in there too. You know what I mean?
Yes, he's very good in that.
I got to finish that one.
And I know a lot of people weren't happy with it. And my reaction to that is always like, you realize we're talking about Halloween
20,000
or 13?
12. Yeah. It's like,
At this point,
what the fuck are you going to do? You know?
Exactly.
Again, with Zombie, like the second one, that's why like that was his Batman Returns. Like he went full, Burton went full Burton in Batman Returns. He went full zombie in that one. Like Michael's living it. He's a hobo. He's got a big beard and shit. And that one, sometimes you got to do that.
And here's the other thing about, and I've talked, I've shared my distaste for Rob Zombie on the stream.
That's part of the show now. You know what I mean?
It is, right?
It always will be. And that's tight.
What the fuck,
I like
man?
that. No.
And here's the thing. He's a confirmed asshole. So from numerous different sources, including John Carpenter.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't know why, but he lied. He lied about me. He said that I said something that I didn't say.
Yeah, he said.
Right?
Well, I don't know. I don't remember. But
yeah, he was like baffled. Like what? Like I don't know why he lied about me, but he did.
Yeah.
And that's just like one of many damning accusations against him. So it's not like somebody that's an artist that whose work I'm not fond of. I'm like, well, they seem like a nice person, but. Right? I'm just like, no, that dude's work is shit, and he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, it takes a lot for me to be an asshole to somebody. Like you really gotta fuck with me, and then I'm like, you know what, fuck you. You know what I mean?
Right. And then it's weaponized. It's weaponized assholedom. Right?
Yeah.
So it's just like I can be an asshole if you make me throw my bitch switch. Right? But it's not easy. It's not easy. I have a very, very long fuse. Super
Me too.
Long fuse.
Me too.
Right?
I'm a survivor. I'm a turcock. I'm part turtle, part cockroach. And I survive everything.
Oh man, yeah. The world's been trying to kill me for a long time. It hasn't succeeded yet.
Yeah, man. I'm pumped for that. I was pumped to when I saw Bubba Ho-Tep on Tubi. I was like, oh man. And this movie's fucking 2003.
Yes.
So it's what is it, 18 years, 19 years old, something like that.
Oh my god!
I remember my cousin-in-law. My cousin, she just got married to this dude Josh, and me and Josh and Kelly, we used to watch fucking horror movies back in the day.
Yeah,
we watched all the like Jason movie, not all, but we watched some horror movies at her house, and he hit me up out of the blue. I don't think they were together no more. And he's like, hey, dude, Bruce Campbell's got a new movie out. You got to check out this movie. Fucking. And I wasn't even like on the internet. I'm big on horror. It was just more of like renting movies and this and that. And I always loved horror though. So he came pick me up. We went and watched it. It was playing at like one theater somewhere in Orange County, I think. And I was just blown away by it. It was like the Bruce Campbell comeback movie post Army of Darkness. And, he didn't really make anything this significant until Ash versus Evil Dead, the TV show, So I look at him. His bookmarks are Evil Dead 1 and 2, then Army of Darkness, then Bubba Ho-Tep, then Ash vs. Evil Dead. And this movie is a modern classic. And I come to find out it's filmed in Downey, down the street from my house, something like a couple blocks from my house. Yeah, and it's supposed to be in Texas. And
right.
Yeah, man.
But this is a very low budget film. This is a really low budget movie. And we're talking about this is sort of like. You got like three great names in horror here. You got Don Coscarelli, who was the one who directed it and adapted the screenplay from the story by Joe R. Lansdale, one of the great splatterpunk writers. And then they got Bruce Campbell on board. It's like trifecta. How can you freaking lose? And the answer is they didn't. And I think it's a classic. I think it's a really, really great little movie. And naturally, it's based on a very, very outrageous premise.
Yeah, it was like one of those weirdest fucking movies, like outlandish. One of them, like when it came out, like you didn't see these weird fucking movies like back in the day. You know what I mean? Now you got the Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage, and just these weird fucking far out concepts. And there was some, but this one for me was like, okay, so you got Elvis, he's an impersonator, or is he real? All right, you got JFK, it's a black dude where they dyed his skin fucking black and put sand in his skull with, you know. And then there's a fucking mummy, an Egyptian mummy that's a cowboy that's going around sucking the souls out of old people in a retirement home out of their butthole. You know what I mean? Like, this is fucking crazy. And I hadn't ever heard nothing like that. Hell past Master Dan.
What up, past Master Dan? I think it means Ossie. Ossie Davis is a commie. Not important, but I wanted to contribute. Well, he's not a commie anymore. He actually died, I think, before this movie even came out. This was his last role.
And well, he's JFK.
And it's fantastic. Yeah, no, and he's so good in this. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, Coscarelli like really lucked out.
Yeah, this is his best movie. I mean, you know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's better than Phantasm, all of them put together. Phantasm
and Beastmaster?
Yeah. Beastmaster's the shit. But I mean, no, it's just his best movie, dude. This is his pinnacle, you know? And he came out of nowhere and hit it. And the editing in this movie, the pacing is so fucking good. And it shouldn't be. It's in a fucking retirement home. You're moving at like 1 mile an hour with these guys.
Well,
you know,
that's because he's just a terrific filmmaker, an incredibly talented one. He's somebody who has always remained independent, and he tried working for a major studio once, and that didn't work out too well. He was supposed to direct Silver Bullet, but he didn't get along with Dino De Laurentiis, who was notoriously difficult. But going from and you see this a lot too. You see people that come from indie backgrounds that when they go to work for Hollywood, they're like,
well, you got to put the cuffs on them. You know, you got to put the cuffs on them. Like, what am I doing here? What are we doing here? You got me all fucking chained up. You know, and they're just not. It's a real like shell shock kind of like just, you know, it's weird for them, dude. It probably takes a while for them to adjust to that.
Well, because it's a whole system that's designed to basically suck the creativity out of whatever you're doing. Not that that's the intention, but that's certainly the result, right?
Yeah, suck and steal.
Because you have too many hands in the pie.
Yeah.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Too many producers, you know?
Too many producers. All of them have to get their little thing in there. So when they go to the premiere, they can say to like their wife or their mistress,
suck each other's dick. Yeah.
Yeah, see that?
No pun intended.
That's there because of me. I did that. That little detail over there. That's my shit.
He has blonde highlights in his hair. Or he's got a white streak in it. That's me.
Right. A lot of territorial pissing. Right? A lot of territorial pissing. And so he just kept working as an indie director, and holy shit, he really struck gold with this. He's wanted to do a sequel, or rather a prequel called Bubba Nosferatu.
Was that the comic too? They made a comic of that, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Fuck, I wanted to get that, man, but I just for some reason I was gonna get it. I had it in my hand. I was like, I don't want this now, but I wanted it. But then I was like, in retrospect, I wish I had gotten it though. You know, after everything that's happened. Oh, dude, you got the toy right there.
You still can. Yeah. That's not. Yeah, I don't own this, unfortunately. But I think NECA made these.
You got this one right here? You got this one?
Wait, hold on. Let me see.
Oh, I got this one right here.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Peanut butter and banana sandwich, man.
Sure. Remember those peanut butter and jelly and banana sandwiches?
Right on the shithouse walls, man. What about this? What about this right here? You got this?
What you got?
You got this right here?
Oh, hell yeah.
You got that? Huh?
Yeah.
I like me a little Bubba Ho-Tep around here.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is a cult classic. It gets a lot of love from the cult community. When you tell people about the plot right off the bat, they're just like, what the fuck? Because it is a what the fuck plot.
It is, totally.
Where it comes from is Joe Lansdale is a really interesting guy. He's a martial arts instructor first and foremost.
No shit.
For him, writing has always been more of a hobby. although he's transitioned into making it more of a career. A couple books that he's famous for. The book that put him on the map was this right here, The Drive-In. Of course, this also has The Drive-In too, so this is like a double feature omnibus.
Sweet.
Yeah, and he also did, these are just like, I've got a lot of Joe Lansdale books. He also did the Jonah Hex series.
I remember that.
He did 3 limited series with the legendary Tim Truman. He also did some Conan comics.
Look at that Jonah Hex. He looks fucking metal, like a metalhead. I like that. Definitely doesn't look like the Brolin, you know? I kind of like this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's Timothy Truman, and I'm a huge Timothy Truman stan. Here, of course, he's looking just like Grimjack.
Dude, we need a new Jonah Hex movie. If there's one DC movie
Yeah,
that like
think?
I always don't fucking think about, it's Jonah Hex. He's like
Yeah,
always
it's not
kind of because he's in the West, you know what I mean? And I love me some Jonah Hex.
Well, I would love to see them do something with the DC Western heroes. I would love to see them do something with the Marvel Western heroes too, right?
Yeah, totally, dude.
And, you know, I have a Six Gun Gorilla sequel that I want to do that's kind of in that spirit, except with more of like a Weird West kind of an angle. With well, I'm not going to get into it, but yeah. So he was like somebody that really kind of he emerged from what was referred to as the splatterpunk scene from the mid 90s. This was a new batch of writers, David J. Shaw, who bought the rights and ended up writing the screenplay to and producing The Crow. Skip and Spector, John Skip and Craig Spector, they were also kind of high profile, and Joe Lansdale, because as Don Coscarelli says, he was in a bookstore in Los Angeles, and he asked the guy at the counter. It was just like, hey, like, you know, like what new horror is out there that I should be reading that's like cutting edge. And this guy was just like, here, come over here. I'll take you to the Joe Lansdale section. And so he fell in love with Lansdale's work, just the way that I did, just the way that a lot of people did, and came across this story. Now, the origin of the story, where the fuck did Joe Lansdale get the idea for this? He was watching TV one night, and he was watching a mummy movie, right? Probably the first one, the one with Karloff, I'm guessing, because the mummy in that was referred to as Imhotep.
Okay.
And so the way his mind just naturally works, he's like, gee, I wonder what like a mummy from the South would be called. I guess Bubba Ho-Tep.
Oh, man.
And it stuck in his head. And then he got an invitation to write a short story for a collection of Elvis stories that had some kind of a supernatural aspect to them. Right? So it was going to be an Elvis horror story anthology. And naturally, they wanted him to write a story for it, and this is that story. It's been published many times in different
it's a short one
collections.
too, right?
It's a short story. One.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Like Cycle of the Werewolf a little bit, right?
Yeah, like not quite a novella. I would say like a long short story.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. And, you know, it's Joe Lansdale, so it's funny as shit. And like I said, there's like 2 different Joe Lansdales. There's like, because he's become a fairly respectable writer.
Yeah, he's pretty big.
He really transitioned to writing mystery novels, specifically the Hap and Leonard series, which was turned into a TV series, which was actually successful, but it got canceled. Because it depicted a group of white supremacists as having like a certain line, a red line that they wouldn't cross. And so it kind of like made them a little too human. And so it got canceled. And this was a series about the friendship between a white liberal Southern guy and a like conservative Republican black dude who's also gay. And these stories are awesome, right?
Yeah,
these novels are awesome.
And it's like a lot of stuff nowadays, like people are kind of doing this. Like I feel like this movie came out at a time where like these far-fetched ideas of archetypes where you're combining things, and you know, like Elvis and JFK and the Egyptian mummified cowboy. You know, I think this was a big influence on my Butch Lever book too, subconsciously. I didn't even think about that until now, because that's kind of what he is in some ways. You know, not exactly, but
you need to check out more Joe Lansdale, man.
Yeah, I need to get more audiobooks, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and there's like all the Happen Leonards; those have all been turned into audiobooks.
Yeah.
And those are just, oh man, they're so much freaking fun. And those don't have any kind of like a fantasy element to them at all. They're just mystery stories. He also wrote a novel called Cold in July, which I liked, but I didn't think was particularly remarkable. And then Jim Mickle, the guy who did Stakeland and the American remake of We Are What We Are, which was a Mexican movie about cannibals.
Oh.
He bought the rights and basically made a Sam Peckinpah movie out of Cold in July. And it features, the guy from Dexter. I'm blanking on his name.
Michael C. Hall?
Michael C. Hall as a guy who kills a home invader and gets plunged into this mystery.
I think that's a TV show. I was watching some of that.
It's a movie. It's a movie.
Okay.
And it's a really good one.
I seen him. I was watching a TV show with him, but he was playing a British guy. It was on Netflix, and I think his daughter like gets killed or raped or something like that, and he was trying to find the person that did it. And he was like a soccer dad, but he was playing a British.
This is different.
Something different, but kind of similar. But not really.
This was also one of the things I liked about it. They made it a period piece, so it's kind of set in the 80s. So he has a mullet, like just a little bit of an ape drape going, and then of course it's got Sam Shepard and Don Johnson.
The 80s Chads, huh?
Right. And
snap.
And it's shot like a Sam Peckinpah movie. And like I just remember just absolutely loving that. And the score is really great. It's got this great new retro wave score. Hey, Made in Hell. What up, sister?
You got a question? Yeah, there it is.
Yes. Clutch. How does the screenplay compare to the original story? It's very faithful. And I think that's one of the reasons why very often short stories and novellas are better for adapting to the screen than novels are. Right? Because with a novel, what are you doing when you're adapting a novel? I'm guessing, like, if somebody gave me that job, I'd be thinking, okay, condense. Chop, right? And just try to get to what is the heart, what is the essential thing that the story is about, and make sure to focus on that. And everything that's superfluous, everything that doesn't move the story forward, you toss.
Kind of like a comic.
Yeah. No, you have to do that too. Yeah. The thing I'm writing right now, man, I've had a script for that done for a long time, and I'm coming back to it, and I'm just
yeah, man, it sucks. Man.
Like,
but it's like kind of like that sometimes with comics, because it's half of it's visual, you know.
Yes, and that's so important to. It's not that half of it's visual; it's that it's mostly visual. It's a visual storytelling medium.
And they do better a lot of books with like a big solid like story, beginning, middle, and end. You know, if you're doing a graphic novel, but if you're doing a monthly like episodic soap, it's the you can get soapy with it, drag it out.
Oh, even the dialogue, Clutch, especially the dialogue, because that's one of the things that is a trademark of Joe Lansdale is that outrageous freaking dialogue that he writes.
Yeah, that shit's good, dude. Like when especially when he's talking about like he's finally going around kicking some ass, and the what is it, the maid lady, she's rubbing the ointment on his pecker, and then he starts thinking about all the shit, and he's got some life, and she's like, oh
yeah, when he gets a boner, and the reason why he gets wood is okay. So when the story opens,
I love that. The beginning is so fucking epic, dude.
Yeah, isn't it?
Just showing that would have been cool, right? Just showing like this is cool. Then they show the fucking excavation, like 1910, 1920s style. You know what I mean? Oh, this is from tight as fuck.
Right, from a German newsreel.
Then they got the Bubba Ho-Tep, boom, like Indiana Jones type, Ben-Hur-ish. Like all three of those elements. Just one of those things would have been cool.
Yes,
but the three just.
And this is actual newsreel footage here.
Yep.
And that's an actual mummy.
Yeah, don't be going into no mummy tombs.
I
Anybody
wouldn't.
watching this?
I
Don't
certainly
fuck with no
wouldn't.
mummies. You know,
I certainly wouldn't.
hell no.
But from an archaeological standpoint, I understand why they do that stuff. It used to,
Yeah,
there
definitely.
used to be so many. This is I'm not making this up. There used to be so many mummies that when they first got rail travel in Egypt, when they ran out of fuel, when they ran out of coal, they would actually send a guy to like get a mummy, and then they would throw the mummy in and burn that as fuel.
Oh fuck, dude! That sounds like when like fucking Neil Adams caught the guy with the cart with all those Bristol boards.
Yes,
and he's like throwing him in a furnace or a fucking shredder.
Yes,
and he's like, hey man, he's like, what the fuck are you doing over there? He's like, oh, I'm doing what I always do. I'm burning the art.
Oh,
wait a minute, motherfucker! I'm burning the fucking original art. I mean, what the fuck you think I'm doing?
Nobody
Making
thought
fucking
that
hot dogs
anybody would
over here?
want that shit.
Nobody wants this. This ain't art. It's fucking cartoons.
Yes.
Fuck
Yes.
you, motherfucker.
Exactly. yeah, I know. It's ain't that a kick in the ass. What up, good stuff? Good to see you, brother. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, yeah, man. For instance, the Tutankhamun exhibit, when that came to New York, I remember my family going to see that. And my parents had been to Egypt and, had seen the pyramids and all that stuff. Now, Tutankhamun was a very, very minor figure in Egyptian history. So why was Tutankhamun such a big deal? Because this was the best preserved grave site that they'd ever found.
Oh,
That's to say, it was the one that they found that hadn't already been fucking plundered. Right?
Yeah.
So it was complete and nothing was stolen from it. And so, but it was, small in comparison to the ones for like the pharaohs. Right. Yeah. It's just that it was intact. That's what made it such a big deal. So yeah, it's it opens with this newsreel with the mummy being exhumed. And then it jumps into the future, and we are in a nursing home in East Texas. East Texas is where Joe R. Lansdale hails from. He's from a town called Nacogdoches. And a funny, quick little story about Joe R. Lansdale. Well, not him like directly, but regarding him, was a guy at the LCS near me, the local comic shop.
Yeah,
said that he got a phone call from a guy from Texas, and he was looking for something. He was looking for something very specific. I forget what it was, but he was looking for like a comic or something. He's like, "Hey, do you got one of these?" And my friend was like, "Yeah, I think we do." Like, where are you located? The guy was like, "Texas," and he's like, "Where in Texas?" And the guy says, "Nacogdoches." He's like, "Nacogdoches?" He's like,
Nicodemus.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Do you know Joe Lansdale?" Right?
And then he said,
and the guy was like, blink, blink, blink. Joe writes? He had no idea. Like, he knew Joe Lansdale, but he had no clue that he was a writer. He just knew him like from the neighborhood, or as like a martial arts instructor. He just knew him as Joe. Had no clue that he was a writer, which I thought was really interesting.
I'm thinking of that commercial from fucking Napoleon Dynamite. What's his name? The guy that does the voice of Batman when he's doing the martial arts. The guy from Office Space. Watch cornhole, bud. That dude. I forgot his name. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Napoleon Dynamite. He does a little like fucking. He's a karate instructor, kind of like Cobra Kai.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm talking, right?
Arts. Yeah. Napoleon Dynamite was one of those movies where I was watching it and I was like, "Oh, this is so painfully quirky." It's like quirky as a genre, right? With a capital Q, but it won me over.
Yeah, my wife.
I stayed with it, and it won me over. It's like it ended up I thought it was charming as fuck.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good word to describe it.
But yeah, regarding the dialogue in this, it's Joe Lansdale dialogue. And
dude, this dialogue kind of like it's 50% of like what's good about the movie. You know what I mean? Again, the editing, the special effects on a low, shoestring, toilet paper budget. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The-
Because
oh, man.
needless to say, imagine how the pitch for this would go over in Hollywood,
Oh fuck.
right? And even when this got released, it got a very limited release. It was released
Yeah.
just to like art houses.
That's what I'm saying. I had to go to some place in Orange County to go fucking watch
Yeah.
it. You know, I live over in Bellflower, like LA County, you know, and like,
Yep.
I'm like, all right, let's go fucking watch it. Sounds okay. What am I in for? I was like,
Yep.
that was fucking awesome. Like, that was so cool.
Yeah, I and
never
all the
seen nothing
Lansdale
like that.
fans, we were fucking psyched.
Yeah,
Because it was just like, not just because they were making a movie based on this story, but that it was fucking Don Coscarelli that was doing it.
Yeah,
Fucking
Phantasm.
Phantasm
You guys
Don
were like,
Coscarelli.
Phantasm, motherfucker. Back then, dude, it was, this movie was big, like in some ways. Like, it was pretty big,
was.
dude. Like, people were talking about it. Yeah, it was
Yes.
a big fucking thing. It was just as big as Army of Darkness in the horror scene, from what I remember. You know, it was a big fucking deal. A lot of people still don't know about it. It's getting bigger though after almost 20 years. I'm sure they're going to come out with a special edition in a little bit.
And here, and I'm jumping ahead of myself here, but when I went to see Phantasm at the Alamo Draft House, which was being presented by Don Coscarelli, who was there signing copies of his biography,
True Indie.
Right here, hold on a second.
Sweet.
Yeah, and
yeah, I seen Crimes of the Future on fucking it's on Prime right now. I've seen Viggo's mug.
I really like that. There it is.
Like, damn, I gotta watch that shit.
Yeah, I have to watch it again to properly judge it, but yeah. And Coscarelli, by the way, nicest fucking dude. Humble.
It's the best.
Yeah, and he hung out. There was a big crowd, and you could tell he was tired from traveling and everything. He hung out and talked to everybody and signed every single damn book.
It's a
until
prince
like
right
the
there.
wee hours of the morning. Okay.
G.
Yeah, and my favorite, because it was great talking to him and all that stuff, right? But my favorite moment was when I stepped out for a piss, and that's the great thing about having already seen the movie is when it's a good time to take a bathroom break. Right. And you're not missing anything because it's all up here anyway. And I think I may have told you this, but I just found this charming as hell. I step out and there's the table with the books and everything, and he's waiting, and the dude is pacing.
Oh yeah, he's worried,
looking nervous, right?
Yeah.
And so I put my hand out like this, and he gives me a fist bump back, and he's like, "How's it going?" And I was like, "Dude, it's fucking Phantasm. How do you think it's going? It's going freaking great." But he was genuinely like, "Oh, I hope they like the movie." I just thought that was cool. That was cool, right? He wasn't taking any of it for granted.
And it's fucking like what, 30 years, and he's pacing about Phantasm.
Yeah.
Like that right there should tell you, about his quality,
Yeah. And his attitude and also his work ethic. He wanted to do a prequel, like I said, called Bubba Nosferatu, but Bruce Campbell declined, and I think he was right to.
Yeah,
because I really think that this movie should be not that a sequel messes with the original, but this shouldn't be a franchise.
Yeah,
this was a special little movie. Leave it the fuck alone. Just.
Yeah.
If anything, go find another Joe Lansdale story.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I hear you. No, it kind of works.
And when he was talking to the audience, he did a quick poll. He was like, "What would you guys think of like a Bubba Nosferatu, but with like somebody else playing Elvis?"
Nah, fuck that too. It has to be
crickets.
Yeah, nah, fuck that. It has to be Bruce Campbell, dude.
It would have to be fucking Bruce Campbell. What the fuck, right? So I was just like, dude, let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. You've got this beautiful movie, and the last movie he made, John Dies in the End, is really good. So it's just like, keep making movies, but leave this one alone. It's just like, if you want to do so, because he also adapted another Joe R. Lansdale story called Incidents on and Off a Country Road. That was for Masters of Horror, the series that Oh, dude. Carpenter, Toby Hooper. They're like 1 hour horror movies. John Landis. The only person that was missing from that, I think, was people. Yeah, because Romero didn't do one, and neither
Wes
did
Craven?
Cronenberg. And Wes Craven, I don't think, did one, but it's like everybody else.
Dude, I think I have heard of that, but I don't think I've seen it. That was from the 80s, right?
Yeah,
1990, 90,
no,
early
like
90s?
around like certain like 2000s, early 2000s.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. And
yeah.
Takashi Miike did one that was, that was the one that was banned in the United States.
Damn.
Yeah. Who else? Oh, that's right, Dario Argento. Dario Argento did an adaptation of a Bernie Wrightson story.
No shit.
Yes. Oh god, what the
Dude,
hell was it called?
is this shit on
Alice,
Tubi, bro?
I think? It might be. It might be.
Dude.
Go check it out. Go check it out. And the
Dude,
best
bro.
of the bunch, in my opinion, was John Carpenter did one called Cigarette Burns.
What's it called?
Cigarette Burns.
What's the movie called?
No, I mean it's from the Masters of Horror series. John Carpenter did 2 episodes, and the one that he did that's really tight is called Cigarette Burns. It's with Norman Reedus as this guy who is a cult film fanatic who owns like a movie theater that shows nothing but cult movies. And one of the things he does is he hunts down old lost films for collectors and prints of movies for collectors. And so he's searching. Udo Kier is in it as a wonderful. Udo Kier is always wonderful, right? Mm-hmm. And he plays like a collector that's looking for a movie called I think Ultima Fin de Monde. I'm mangling that. My French is terrible, but it's called The Absolute End of the World. And this is a horror movie that drove its audience insane. It was only ever shown once. And the audience like exploded and like started tearing each other apart and tearing themselves apart.
13 episodes.
Yeah. Check it out.
It's a show. Fuck.
Yes. Yeah.
It's on Tubi, bro.
There you go. Yeah. Not all the episodes are great, but there are some really good ones on there. Joe Dante did an episode. A lot of people.
Damn.
So the Joe R. Lansdale dialogue. I was dreaming my dick was out, and I was checking to see if that infected bump on the head of it had filled with pus again. If it had, I was going to name that bump after my ex-wife, Priscilla, and bust it by jacking off. That's Joe Lansdale. That's Naughty Joe, as I call him. He's got a fucked up sense of humor.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, though, dude.
Yeah, no, fucking hilarious.
Isn't that how the movie starts off, too? Like, isn't that the line that starts off the movie?
It's a line,
or one of them, right?
Yeah, that's the line that starts off both the short story and the movie.
Yeah, so right there, it's just like that's a pretty funny way to break the ice in a story, you know?
Well, yeah, coming right out of the gate. But like I said, that's
or bust a nut in the story, I guess. Coming right out of the gate,
yeah, so to speak. So yeah, poor Elvis, and we understand that this is Elvis. It's not a guy who thinks he's Elvis. It's not Sebastian Haff. This is Elvis.
Right.
And he swapped places with an Elvis impersonator so that he could have a normal life, because his normal life was killing him. And when you look at the decline of Elvis, right, it turns out that the fat Elvis, that wasn't him. That was Sebastian Haff. That was the impersonator. And when we first in the flashback, when you meet him, what's he doing? He's eating a pie.
Yeah.
as opposed to Elvis, who actually loved Nutty Buddies. He'd give supposedly he'd give oh God, what was that guy's name? It wasn't Red, but it was a member of the Memphis Mafia. He would give him like $100 bill and be like, go on and give me some Nutty Buddies. And the guy would come back with like a wheelbarrow full of Nutty Buddies. And Elvis would eat them all. But Bob Feda, what up? Thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody, if you're just tuning in, we were talking about Don Coscarelli's classic cult film, Bubba Ho-Tep. you said this was made in what, 2003? Has it really been
Yeah.
that long?
And I'm like, damn, dude, 18. I was fucking out of high school, fucking working at Home Depot back then, playing metal, and this movie came out of nowhere, you know.
Right. I had already read about it in Fangoria, of course, and I'd heard about it elsewhere, probably on Tay interwebs. But a lot of people were looking forward to this, and I certainly was one of them that had high hopes, and had those hopes not only met but really exceeded.
Yeah, definitely, dude. And another thing about this movie for me, like, it feels like very believable. Like even the set design, the hotel, or I'm sorry, the retirement home, or the color palette in this movie is very brown, like shit brown and piss brown. The walls are shit brown, piss brown.
Yeah.
It just feels very.
You noticed that.
Well, and it feels like a place around here, and it is a place. I don't know if the inside was around here, but I mean, it feels like LA County a little bit, but it's Texas, though.
Yeah, it had been abandoned.
Yeah,
actually, it was an abandoned nursing home, so they had like the run of the place. But yeah, the sense of place in this is really extraordinary. Really, it feels real. It feels like a real place, right?
This is the Mummy movie. Like this is like the '90s Mummy. Like I love the Universal one, that the Indiana Jonesian one that we got with Fraser, but this is the Mummy remake. Like,
well,
that's the real one,
the thing is, the one with the Brendan Fraser one isn't a horror movie.
No, it's an Indiana Jones.
Movie.
Yeah,
it's an adventure film.
Yeah,
and that's okay. And that's okay. But that was a period where I was personally getting really annoyed, because they were taking all of these great horror premises and sucking the horror out of them.
Yeah,
and turning them into action films. That's why I didn't like Underworld.
Yeah, action horror.
Yeah,
it's gotta be horror action.
A war between werewolves and vampires. I'm in.
Yeah.
And what, they're shooting bullets and throwing shuriken and just like, what?
Yeah, it's more action. Leaning more action heavy. Definitely.
You want to see a monster rumble, and there's no part in Underworld where you're like, monster rumble.
Well, you're not scared in there. I mean, personally, I feel there's it's definitely like a monster rumble. Like, I think that's probably your problem with it. It should be scary. It's not scary at all.
They're not grabbing each other and fucking, throwing each other into walls and that kind of crap. Do you know what I'm saying? They're like,
have you seen all of them?
Well, the entire series, yeah. And like the only one that I like is the third one, which is the prequel. That
I like the second one and the third one. The second one's tight as fuck. You haven't seen Evolution?
I think the second one is better than the first one.
I like the twins. I like seeing them. Like that was badass. That big white wolf. It's all prosthetics. Yeah,
that was cool.
And then Tony Curran from Midnight Meat Train. He plays them. Well, I mean, he plays them both because they're twins. But the fucking monster, like the wings, when they're just coming out, and the thespians in there from England. I don't know. Yes. I like the Underworld series, but I understand what you're saying.
Fuck you.
It's lacking the horror. it's more action with monsters.
Right. Yeah.
It's not horrific and it's not scary at all.
Right. And it's just not. What can I say? I'm a grown-up monster kid. Right? Yeah. I grew up on famous monsters of Filmland and the Addams Family and the Munsters and Fangoria and the Aurora Monster Model kits. I'm still that kid.
Yeah,
he's right here. He's talking to you right now.
And Bubba's like that too. He falls right in there. He could be right up in there with those guys. Bubba Ho-Tep.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then of course this she's really the whole cast in this is great.
The character, the elderly in here, man. The kleptomaniac, the one that's always stealing everything.
Yeah, steals the glasses from the woman that's in the Iron Lung.
Was it Kimosabe? He's excellent in here.
Oh, poor Kimosabe, man. Poor Kimosabe. That scene's fucking heart-wrenching.
Oh, yeah. And the way they shot it, too, with the lights, the spiral lighting.
So good.
The trailer is fucking good. The trailer is just as good as the movie. Like, it sells it fucking good. You know what I mean? Back then?
Right.
Oh, man, it's a good trailer. And the practical animatronics on that fucking dung beetle, bro. That shit's badass.
Yeah, here he is. Yeah,
that's that right there.
Yeah.
And notice the brilliance of shadow and silhouette.
Yes.
You don't want to show them too much. One, it's you're gonna fuck your budget and your movie, and two, it's going to make it scary, which is just as important to equal the balance, if not more important, you know?
One of the things that I always try to do when I'm watching a horror film is to not hit the rewind button. The rewind and the pause button, that is. Right? Because sometimes you get a flash of something and I want to rewind it and pause it, but that's not creating the effect that the filmmaker wanted.
Right.
Right? And so if it's a quick flash and just like, man, that looks whack. Well, it was just a quick flash. It didn't look whack when it was just like a quick flash.
Yeah.
Right. So you're cheating, but I also kind of can't help but do that sometimes. And there's Bubba with his snakeskin boots. Right. So he's like a Egyptian mummy wearing like this like southern hat. It's not really a cowboy hat. It looks more like something that would be worn by Carl McCoy from the gothic rock group Fields of the Nephilim.
And it's like, how many times are you going to reinvent the archetype of the skeleton cowboy that's been done throughout? It's an archetype. It's a Superman with his cape.
Yep.
It's a metalhead with his guitar axe.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's a thing. You know, like, how are you going to keep redoing it? And you know, Lansdale and Coscarelli, they did it, dude. They did it in here. You know what I mean?
And they did it beautifully. So, like, you know, so some of these shots, right? When he's walking down the hallway, he's affecting the electricity around him, right?
Yeah.
So light bulbs start popping and sparks are going off, and there's also a thunderstorm, so you get these flashes of light in the darkness. But
and what makes it scary? What makes this movie so fucking scary?
It's the mood and it's the atmosphere.
You know, for me, what makes it scary?
Yeah,
they're fucking old and they can't do a fucking thing to him. He's so powerful, and he'll just fucking suck the soul right out of their ass. Right, they can't do a fucking thing about it. Right, they just stand there and walk by, and it's like, I'm gonna get you nice and slow whenever the fuck I want to. And he looks at him, and they know that. That's fucking terrifying. You know, and that's they don't really do that too much in horror movies. You don't really get the old person. You usually just get the woman or the child. Let's go to the woman. Let's write the story from the woman's perspective. Let's write the movie from the child's perspective. Make it really fucking scary. That's an easy way to write a horror story. But the old person,
right?
That's pretty brilliant. You know,
it is, and it's an interesting contrast to Phantasm, because Phantasm is from the point of view of a child.
Yeah,
I always maintain that Phantasm is a children's film.
Yeah.
It really is. And you look at the movies that Coscarelli made before that, and those are children's films. Remember, he started making films when he was very young. And so what experience did he have to go on? Not much. So he kind of made movies about his childhood. And with Phantasm, yeah, I know it's R-rated and there's like fucking and, you know, the flying sphere turning people's brains into fucking
it's fucking metal, dude.
V8 juice.
That shit's fucking metal, bro.
Metal as fuck, right? But
I gotta say too, real quick,
kids
before I forget, this movie and Phantasm could take place in the same neighborhood.
No shit.
They could be in the same universe.
They absolutely.
I could see the well, dude. The mortuary, like there's two of them around here that look like the same exact one from Phantasm. You know, like. I could just see them in the same neighborhood. Like, oh yeah, that the tall man, he's a block over. He's 3 blocks over at the fucking, you know. And here's a retirement home right here. Like,
right.
It's like it could be like a Lansdale and Coscarelli verse. You know what I mean?
And these locations too. That when you're a kid and you're looking at the funeral home, you're just like, what's going on in there?
Yeah. Every time I see that place, man, there's this one over in this town called Cypress, and I drive by it.
Right.
Damn. I just think the tall man's going to come out of there with a big fucking casket, you know?
There was a place near me when I was growing up called the Hellman's Funeral Home. And I would tell my friends, they turn corpses into mayonnaise in there. Right? But like as a kid, you're just like, there's got to be some weird shit going on in there. Yeah. And here you have a place, a retirement home. What's going on in there? Nobody cares. Nobody wants to know. These are people who have lost their value to society and have been completely cast out and cast aside and forgotten. And like you said, they're weak and they're helpless. beautiful performances. As we were saying, the expression on Campbell's face here says it all.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good shot right there. His eyes look a little different.
We're rocking the TCBs, of course.
Yeah. I had some of those back then.
Yeah, me too.
I got some in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, TCBs are the shit. Of course, those are prescription TCBs, which is even more fucking happening.
My pops had some. My dad, he had a hearing aid, like it was a special edition technology. I don't know. I'd never seen anybody have them back then, and it was a hearing aid built into the tip of the glasses, you know, because my dad was deaf in one of his ears.
Right.
It's pretty crazy.
Interesting. So yeah, like I said, it's cheating when I do this, but here is the mummy lit up, which looks pretty sick. But mind you, you're not supposed to see a lingering shot like this. It's supposed to be just a quick,
real quick. It ain't good for the roller coaster.
No, it's not. It's not at all. So you know, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And so Elvis and Selvis and the mummy lock eyes, and then suddenly there's something psychic that goes on, and he gets these visions. I believe all of this was shot in Coscarelli's garage.
What? I think I remember hearing something about that.
Yeah. And these shots of these statues, these Egyptian statues, Las Vegas.
What? Like Luxor or something, right?
Yeah, it's one of those places.
Vegas is fun, man.
Yeah, Vegas is fun, but I wouldn't want to stay there more than fucking like
2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
Yeah,
dude,
and
I went there when I was like 21, bro. Like I haven't gone back, and I remember just leaving like like I had COVID, dude. Just hawking from all the smoke, like everyone just smoking, and just get out there.
And the fucking casinos, man. Just like no windows and just pumping oxygen into those motherfuckers. And all the free booze you could drink.
Yeah. I like that margarita by the yard. Like I was like, you got the backpack and you're like Frodo, like it's Fellowship, like
okay, here
going down the strip with the big margarita.
Here's the thing about Vegas. Like I'm not a gambler, but if you go to a place like Vegas, give yourself a budget. Be like, okay, well, what would be a night out in New York City? About $200.
You got to take what you're gonna lose.
Yes.
You got to cut it from the top.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna lose $5,000 in Vegas, and that's why. But I'm not gonna spend any more. And I learned that from my great grandfather I never met. He gambled everything down to the fucking fridge in his house, like everything.
Oh my God.
So like my other grandparents, like just they told me at a young age, if you're ever gonna gamble, don't. But if you are, just take what you're going to lose. Then once you made your money back, fucking leave. And that's it.
Yes. Like, yeah, I mean, I always just thought of it as like entertainment.
Yeah, it's entertainment. That's it.
Like, you're right. And so how much
like this?
is a
it's a beer. Right. I do like two beers a week, maybe another one for my fucking review. And I've been doing that for 5 years now. It works.
Right. It's like drink, don't be a drunk. Eat, don't be a glutton. Smoke, don't be a pothead.
Everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Oh, and Hex is back. What up, Hex? How was that pizza? How'd the pizza go?
It was excellent.
Yeah.
Homemade pizza.
Oh yeah. And the wife liked it? She approved?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Homemade pizza is the best.
That's why she makes me do it.
My wife makes it out of yogurt sometimes. I think yogurt dough or something like that.
Yogurt dough? Really?
I think so. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I'll have to look into that.
I've never heard of such a thing. Yeah. But I love I love me some yogurt. I like yogurt probably more than I like ice cream. I could fucking hammer back.
I love me some ice cream, dude. Some Rocky Road. Rocky Road's my jam, bro.
Yeah, I've always been a vanilla guy. Not that
it's got to have a bucket of Hershey's all over the top with some peanuts like broken up in there, pulverized. And
Yeah, I mean that's not. Yeah, I mean I'm not gonna diss that. That's good too. I mean, what's not to like?
It gets all soupy, like.
Oh, nice one, Dungeon Master Blaster. First of all, thank you so much for joining us. I got this DVD when it first came out. It's got some signatures on it from Don C himself and some others. Bitchin'.
I know.
I don't understand why I didn't bring this with me. Because I had it.
We gotta do a horror con sometime, bro.
What was that?
We gotta do a horror con sometime. We gotta meet up.
Oh, dude. here we have the Chiller Convention, which is like the biggest horror convention in the country. And oh god, I don't know if it's happening this year. It's like every October.
Now, like 2 big ones in LA somewhere. I've fucking slept on the last 10 years.
Monster Mania, dude. I wanted to go to Monster Mania so bad.
Dude, my bro was like, "Hey, bro, you want to go to Comic-Con this year? You want to go?" And I was like, "Oh, I gotta work, man. Like, I'd fucking love to go, you know."
What,
Hell, Hojo.
San Diego? San Diego's got nothing to do with comic books or anything cool anymore, though. What up, Hojo?
He's like, WonderCon, bro. Let's go. I've always wanted to go to WonderCon. I've never went. Me and him went to
Chief Fest, man.
I went to WizardCon with that fool back when this came out. That's when I met him. My homeboy. I met him at Home Depot. He was selling windows. I was fucking pushing carts.
Yeah.
And he taught me a lot about art and stuff. And he learned a lot of stuff. And he got in. He gets tickets. And he's like, "Hey, dude, you want to go anytime?" Because of his he knows how to. He's like one of those guys that can do everything, like comic books, web design.
Yeah.
You know, he's a hardworking dude from Mexico, dude. He's a badass. And he's like,
I'm just
WonderCon.
remembering.
Go
this is a total non sequitur, but I remember I had this friend who was like really racist, and I'm like, well, you were friends with a really racist guy? Yeah, it's because you think that you can like change people, and maybe they'll have a change of heart and that kind of thing. And then Obama got elected, and he just went full white supremacist with like
sometimes people could change.
Weapons. Yeah, no, they can. And sometimes, unfortunately, some motherfuckers are just lost like that, right? But I remember one of the funniest things I ever heard him say: "Lazy Mexicans." What a dumbass.
Yeah, they're like the ones that are doing all the shit that white people want to do. You know what I mean?
I was just like, I was looked at him. I was just like, really, dude?
Tell me to go to Mexico and see like fucking an 80-year-old lady like dragging her whole body with one arm going to work.
No shit.
That's
no fucking
how lazy
shit.
a Mexican is. Like I'm telling you, dude, they're not lazy. But I hear
know.
You.
I was just like,
Hojo. Hail chat,
Hojo.
hail panel.
Hey, Hojo.
Yeah, he says,
so I figured I'd come on and listen.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I hope that we're entertaining you, or at least alleviating your pain somewhat. Sorry to hear that you're sick, man. Take care of yourself.
Things get better.
Yeah, it sucks, man. There's some shit going around, man. There's new strains of there's the fucking poxes and strains and all kinds of shit. I had to go give my kid some eardrops right now at Walgreens.
Right. Yeah. There's something going. There is something going around. Hopefully, you ain't got the Rona. If you do though, it's a good time just to hang out and like watch a bunch of horror movies in rapid succession. And now I've never had the Rona, so I don't know how it fucks with your sense of taste. But order yourself like some of your favorite takeout or something like that, like baby yourself.
Oh yeah, you got to do that.
Has anybody made a monkeypox movie yet?
What?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that, sir?
Has anyone made a monkeypox movie yet? Or
a monkeypox?
Someone will.
You have to do it.
If I was your boy Zach, maybe I'd make a comic of it real quick.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe not now, but
somebody did a movie called Corona Zombies.
Well, someone did a movie called Karen too. I was like, it's just funny.
Do you know what they did? What's
that?
They took an Italian movie called Hell of the Living Dead, which is like a Dawn of the Dead ripoff, and dubbed it and like shot like a couple of new scenes on like their phone or something and spliced all that shit together.
Oh man, I want to film something.
You've never seen Hell of the Living Dead? Oh boy, that's special.
Oh man,
that's special. It's wow. Hojo says a buddy of mine went to an old secondhand shop and bought a bunch of poster tubes of Hammer Horror that were in pristine condition for like $5. Had no idea what was in them. Okay, next time you see your friend, tell him to go fuck himself.
Oh man!
Oh my god! Oh, that's awesome, man. Oh,
yeah,
so jealous.
That's pretty tight.
That's fucking awesome right there, man. I love me some. I'm a Hammer stan to the core.
You're a stammer, dude.
Yeah, no, I love me some Hammer. We've done Hammer movies on here before.
I'm like that too. I'm a stammer.
Yeah, big time. Oh man, I still have to get the Mego Van Helsing figure they're coming out with.
Shit.
Peter Cushing as Van Helsing. Need that to go with my Christopher Lee Dracula for sure.
Yeah, I need a Chris Lee Dracula for sure, dude.
Without a doubt.
He's a G. I've been a Hammer stan before I even knew it. For sure, Christopher Lee, the fucking Dracula movies, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We see from like these from these quick flashes inside the mummy's head of him being turned into a living mummy. He's having his like brains pulled out through his nose here.
Ow.
And yeah, man. And then here he's being presented with this scarab, which is sort of like his familiar, right? It's like the first indication that something's wrong. And
this movie's so fucking good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Now you see, that's a proper shot of the mummy right there.
That's some Magnolia shit right there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful. Hey, before you go on,
yes,
I have a question to ask you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can you please enlarge my screen?
Yeah, babe. Yeah, boy. There you go. Whoa.
Would you like a ding dong?
I don't mean my ding dong. I mean a chocolate ding dong. Although then again, I guess my ding dong is chocolate. Fucking Ossie Davis.
Oh man,
and once again, that
such a great performance. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm late to the party on the stream, but yeah.
No, it's all good. We play casual here, man. Anybody can pop in anytime they like. Oh yeah, that's a great moment.
Yeah, that was pretty epic, dude.
The
braille,
eat the dog dick of Anubis, you asswipe.
Hieroglyphs. Yeah, dude, this fucking movie, man.
Oh, it's fucking fantastic. So, right, so Elvis befriends this elderly black gentleman who believes that he's JFK, and that he was turned black, or that they dyed his skin brown, and that he was shot in the back of the head, and a piece of his brain was removed and replaced with a bag of sand. So he's very obviously demented. But there's also... the lights are still on in there somewhere, because he's the one who really first catches on to what's going on. And oh yes, Reggie Bannister from the Phantasm movies, right there, world's toughest ice cream salesman. But let me see. Oh yeah,
Reggie.
Here's the scene where they go into the toilet, and JFK here has something to show Elvis, right? He mentions how he was attacked by this creature, and how it was trying to basically toss a salad. He had his mouth over my asshole. He was after my soul. He was trying to suck his soul through his butthole, but it's also explained that he can suck it out of any orifice. You can suck it out of your ears or your mouth, quite likely. And then he sees, he shows Elvis this graffiti. Now, graffiti is something that goes all the way back to the classical world. People were writing shit on walls, and I don't doubt that there was graffiti in the vomitoriums of Rome and places like that, right? So there's a bunch of hieroglyphics here. You're Egyptian, man. Hey, you're not as stupid as some folks made you out. Now this top line translates roughly into Pharaoh gobbles donkey goobers, and my favorite. And the bottom line, Cleopatra does the nasty. And he has a book, The Everyday Man or Woman's Book of the Soul, which is not a real book. And there are really cool original illustrations in here. I have no idea who did them, but they're... Here you can see this creature pulling this guy's pants down. Suck on his butthole. Yeah,
Well, that's the largest highway, the largest throughway to get to the soul.
I guess so. Yeah. What must be? Right. Oh yeah, and this is interesting too. The Mummy series, like the Universal Mummy movies, the first one is fucking awful. It's boring as fuck. It's how would I best describe? Well, boring as fuck is a good way of describing it. It's basically a remake of Dracula. The Mummy sequels, that's where you get the Mummy that we know, right? That's where they replaced, it's not Imhotep, it's Karis. Karis is the guy that's wrapped up in the rotting cerements and dragging himself and coming at you, to choke your ass to death. And the secret of his immortality are the Tana leaves. The Tana leaves belonged, of course, to the Tana plant, which is, fictitious and no longer exists. It's extinct, right? But fortunately, like, they threw a ton of them into his sarcophagus. If you've never seen Hand of the Mummy or all of the Universal Mummy sequels, they're well worth checking out. They're definitely worth seeing. I think that they're sort of unfairly ignored. So you can bury some dude, and if he gets the right Tana leaves and spells set over him and such bullshit, they could come back to life thousands of years later, man. By the way, I don't know if you guys ever listened to it, but on the DVD, there's actually there's 2 audio commentaries. One of them is by Don Coscarelli and with Bruce Campbell, and one of them is Bruce Campbell as Elvis.
So I haven't heard the Elvis one. I gotta go back and watch that one.
It's funny as shit.
Awesome.
It's fucking 90 minutes of Bruce Campbell just doing Elvis watching this movie.
That's precious.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he attacked this role with real gusto, and what makes this movie work is that it has a huge heart, and that's the secret to it, right? You basically sucker people in with this outrageous premise, and then you give them something that isn't just what they wanted; it's something actually that they needed, that they didn't know that they needed.
Right. I need this in my life.
Well, because this is about a guy who feels like his life is over and he fucked it all up.
Yeah.
He blew it. He blew it, basically. And he's just sitting there, lying there, waiting to die. And then this stuff starts to go down, and he makes this new friend, and he starts to come back to life, right? When the nurse is applying the salve to his cancerous dick, he gets a boner. He hadn't had a boner in like 20 years. He hadn't gotten right. It's just like, damn, it's because of this.
Well, he was thinking about the mystery. He was rolling around in his mind, and it gave him a hard on.
Yeah, man. And right, so it starts to bring him back to life. And at the same time, of course, he knows his time is very limited, so it's just like it's his last chance to do something that matters.
I love these stories like this. You know what I mean?
Me too. It's a redemption. Well, you know what this is? It's a redemption story.
It is, but it's almost even. It is, but it's like at the end. You know what I mean? It's
like a Christmas Carol.
It's almost like epilogue, but not an epilogue, but like at the very end of the story,
right?
Concept for a story. You know what I mean?
Right.
like you're done, but
yeah, and you don't get movies about people this age.
The only one I could think of, which I'm very inspired by right now, is Falling Down. And that's with Robert Duvall. Like, it's the last day on the force and he's about to retire. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess it's kind of like Unforgiven and, the last end. But this one's really like, you're fucked. Like, you're going to die pretty soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for sure. Like, soon you're fucking dead,
Right. And that's something that, as people, we don't need to obsess over, but it's always something that you should keep close to you, and it's something you should always remember, which is that you're gonna die.
Yeah,
we're all gonna die.
Have fun every day. Have a little fun every day,
and try to make a fucking difference if you can. It's the best thing that you can do for that. It's the best thing that you can do for yourself. I kind of like lost my entire family like within the space of a year. And one of the things that teaches you is that all of us could go, boom, any moment, right? Every breath that you take could be your last. So you want to make your life count for something. And that doesn't mean like constantly be like, oh shit, like I'm going to die any second. I better but keep that be conscious of it. It's kind of like, I love what the if you look at like the catacombs, and not just like the ones in Paris, but like in some of the monasteries, you had these monks that after their death, their bodies would be placed in an ossuary basically to rot. And then, the other monks would come in when the bones had been picked clean by vultures and that sort of a thing, and then would stack the bones up. And the reason for that was basically to send a message to people like, hey, see this? This is going to be you. You better think about how you're living your life.
Gonna be some bones. Yeah.
You're gonna be some bones, right? And the only thing that you're going to be able to take with you is who you are, right? Is your soul. Now, I believe in the soul, and this is a creature that's especially terrifying because he's not taking lives; he's taking souls.
Yeah, it's fucked up, dude.
And
doesn't get any scarier than that.
Destroying souls, right?
And it's at the end of their life. So they went their whole fucking life, and he's like, I'm not going to take your fucking life that you just experienced, and at the end of, I'm going to take your fucking soul. So whatever's coming next, you ain't getting that either.
Exactly.
It's fucking terrifying.
Horrifying. Right? So this works as a comedy. It works as a horror film. It's a real balancing act that a lesser filmmaker could have fucked up very badly. I mean, you can imagine this is like a Danny Trejo movie, right?
Yeah, totally. Like Rob Rodriguez style, Quentin Tarantino or something.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about more like the direct-to-video movies that. Right? Because he does nobody does more fucking like
Dead and Tombstone and shit.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about when I say Danny Trejo movie. I'm not even talking about. I'm not even talking about like
Badass.
That's Badass was actually good though.
I like Badass. Badass too. I like them all. I mean, the first one I really like. Do you know the true story about that?
Yeah. Epic. Yeah, it's
Vince
basically
Vega?
Epic Beard Man the movie. Epic Beard Man was this guy that got into a fight on a bus.
Vince Vega. That's who it was. That's his name.
Was it really?
Yeah, he's like, oh.
Don't have to fuck with me.
Yeah, that shit's on YouTube and stuff. The real fight.
Oh my god, yeah. So it's basically Epic Beard Man the movie, and Charles S. Dutton is in that. And after he gets his ass kicked at the end, he's going around, somebody get an ambulance.
And Danny Glover's in the second one.
Is that worth watching?
For me, it was like because I'm like
I like the first one. I like the first one.
The first one's the shit though. Like the other one, the first one's pretty tight. Like the other ones are kind of. Wasn't Ron Perlman in the first one also?
No,
I think he was the bad guy.
No, Charles S. Dutton was the bad guy.
Okay, so Ron Perlman's the bad guy in the second
Alien
one.
3.
Yeah.
So and Rock
and
TV show.
Mimic. Yes. Which if I recall correctly, wasn't that like the first comedy TV series that had been shot like live?
Yeah, I remember
like
live.
50 years or something like
The
that.
90s.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's pretty cool when you think about it. Like live stuff. I like live stuff. You know what I mean?
I do too.
If I'm watching a live stream, like anybody, like we all do live streams and shit like this. If I'm watching it or listening to my car, I don't really go back. Like I always fast forward to like as soon as it's current because I want it to see it live. I want to see when shit's happening. You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah. I dig live streams for the same reason.
Yeah.
And there he is in his kingly regalia, full Vegas in effect.
Swole knuckles.
don't make me use my stuff on you, man.
Starts dancing.
Well, he starts doing his katas.
If you guys are gonna go watch Elvis, don't go watch Bubba Ho-Tep. And if you really want to go watch Elvis, go watch 2,000 Miles to Graceland. And if you don't really want to watch that,
that's good too.
Go watch Elvis with Kurt Russell, directed by John Carpenter. TV movie.
Yep. Yeah, and so this whole thing builds up to what is going to happen, which is a showdown.
Oh yeah.
And that moment. We also got to mention Brian Tyler's score.
Yeah, Brian Tyler again, dude.
Score for this is fucking beautiful.
It really
is.
Coming through like a chameleon, dude. That guy,
I know.
He just does it all,
Yeah.
Just IDBM or whatever the fuck that fool. You know what I mean?
IMDb that fool. And you'll see all the stuff that he's done. And some of his, oh man, I listen to a lot of his scores when I'm writing. I listen to a lot of musical scores to movies when writing because it's good background.
Yeah, it feels like you're in an epic and you got to get shit done, and you're like, oh, you're getting it done,
Oh yeah. There are certain scenes that I've written to specific pieces of music.
We're talking about the Six Gun Gorilla here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. You see, with Six Gun Gorilla, I wasn't listening to like music from westerns. I was listening to a lot of John Barry. Because John Barry has that like larger than life sound, right?
Yeah.
He did the soundtracks to like all of the James Bond movies,
Yes.
and a bunch of the Black Hole, a bunch of other movies. He did the score to the 1970s, was it 77 remake of King Kong, which is not a good movie.
That was my Kong movie for a while.
That was, I mean,
Bridges, right?
Yes, who's fantastic in that, right?
Jessica Lange.
Yep, who's also great. Her first role.
Dude, do you ever watch American? Sorry to derail, but you guys ever watch American Horror Story?
Oh yeah.
Never.
Like those shows, they have a lot of good horrific like horror shit in them. Like a good third of them every fucking season, like really good shit. And then the other like 2/3 of the show fucking suck. But me and the wife, we always go back and watch it. They'll have like
there's a lot of like exploitative
shit, but then they'll have really good like concepts and like really good shit. Like in every season too, it has like one little really good thing going on in it, And then you're like, fuck.
Yeah, that's why it's definitely got its hooks. It's got its hooks, But it's for me. It's like kind of a I kind of hate watch it sometimes.
Yeah, no, same here. Like I can't put it down. Like Brian, you should check them out. And Jessica Lange's in there. They have like the same cast, like in a lot of different ones. Well, there's different characters, and Kathy Bates is in there.
Right.
Like a lot of really good.
Because the concept is that it's the same cast every season, but they're playing different characters and different stories,
different everything all together. Yeah.
That's great. That's
and they mix
really
it up
intriguing.
a bit too.
Yeah, you'd like it, Brian. You'd like it. And then I think one of them was a musical. They did like a Carney one. It was good though.
I love the Carney one. Yeah,
I like that Carney one, dude.
Freaks.
That one was good. That one's my favorite. And the hotel one was pretty creepy too, dude.
And the very first season was like probably the best written one. Character-wise,
part of that one too.
Character-wise, that was.
So I should start with the first season.
I haven't seen it. Start with the first. Watch them all. I guarantee you're gonna like.
Yeah, I watch them all. Actually, I watch them all.
There's so much shit. It's so hard for me to keep up with stuff.
Yeah, they're good, but they're fucking raunchy and raucous and fucking pandering and woke.
Yes,
it's everything though. But and they have good shit in them though too though. It's just like, that shit's gross. But
it just like glide over the woke stuff.
Like you said, it's a hate watch. It's a hate watch. Lady Gaga was in the hotel one. That she was pretty crazy in there.
The last one was the alien abduction one.
I didn't see that one.
They had some good lore in there, but they just like. Ooh.
The Roanoke one was pretty tight too with Cuba Gooding Jr. He just popped up in there like he was just in there. That one was pretty cool. Like I didn't know nothing about Roanoke, and I watched that. I was like, oh okay. I haven't seen Coven yet. There was an apocalyptic one too, right?
Yeah, it's the one that's kind of ended abruptly, and then they started doing like short story ones. Because the apocalyptic one was it's like the main story. Hey, Pops.
Oh, I see.
Fellas, I'll be right back. Just let me get a refill.
Then there's a new one too. There's a new one coming out called American Horror Stories. So I don't know if it's going to be an anthology or what, but I'll check it out.
Those are the short story ones. Yeah, an anthology.
Do you watch it with your lady or what? You guys watch that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, me and the wife watch that shit too. Like we both hate watching because they're I don't know, man. You hate watching.
What is it with women in horror? Oh, by then again, what is it with us in horror?
I don't know, man. It's that time of the year too.
Teenage girls.
Well, it's cheap fun, For me, I've always liked horror. I've always been gravitated to it. Like all my books, like if I get to write, I'm lucky enough to create comics and whatnot. I'm always gonna have horror in it, just because, or if not horror, it's gonna have fucking gore in it. I'm just into that shit. I think it's funny. Like it's cheesy, but I have.
Oh my god! There's gore in Nephilim Squadron too. I mean, I don't really like emphasize it, but because I want it to be shocking.
Right.
You know,
Like
you don't see it coming.
So I
Yeah, and
just
if it's
got back
overdone
from
too
the
much.
theater.
Would you go see the
Ooh,
Thor?
the theater.
I was invited to go to a movie, and all I'm going to say is the
movie.
soundtrack was better than the movie.
What movie was it? Was it
Elvis?
Thor?
Elvis.
It was bad.
Was it Elvis Thor? Was it
Thor? It was bad.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was bad. Dude.
Did you see the Northman Pops?
Yes. Yeah.
What did you think of it?
Oh,
you didn't like it, huh? I think we were talking about this.
Yeah, we had that conversation already. Look, there was just way too much stupid. Hi, Maidenhell. How you doing? There was way too much stupid in that movie. I'm sitting there with my granddaughter and my grandsons, and I'm trying not to. Oh, fuck! What was that? Oh God! You know, I mean, there's just like way
butchery.
Way too much stupid in that.
All the one-liners. And,
I don't care how the rocks get together to make rock babies. Don't care. Don't care.
What the fuck?
Okay. I really didn't care that it took 2 male ones to make a rock baby. Didn't care. Okay.
Oh my God.
I didn't care about the God orgy. I'm sitting here with my grandkids and this shit.
It's a fucking Marvel movie, man.
What the fuck?
Fucking Origin and Northman. What the fuck?
I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm sitting here with my grandkids and Zeus is talking about everybody's here for the orgy. I'm like,
really? Oh my God. And that's Russell Crowe too, right?
I don't even care who it was. That's the whole point. It was that bad.
Wow, that's horrible, bro.
You know, I mean, look, Disney, if you're gonna market this shit to kids and have kids in these movies, you need to leave all that other dumb shit out.
Yeah, no shit.
Right? Disney, I'm talking to you. If you're gonna have kids in these movies, you need to leave the orgies and the fucking agenda bullshit out of it.
Wow, dude. Like,
what was it? What were you talking about? Lightyear?
Talking about Love and Thunder,
dude.
Oh,
might as well be talking about Lightyear.
Well,
it was bad, dude. It was bad.
I
don't care about the gods' orgies, and I'm damn sure my grandkids don't even need to know or ask me what the fuck that word is.
Yeah, no shit. It's all uncomfortable as fuck. Like, dude,
I'm sitting next to my granddaughter.
It's like, dude, I don't care how fucking old you are. I don't even want to talk to you about this, even when you're fucking 20 or something. Like,
hot, dude.
Do you know what I'm talking? Like, I don't even want. I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to be in that situation with my kid. Fuck you, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Or my adult kid.
No, I can't take my grandkids to your superhero movie, assholes.
Fuck you. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Let me know that.
Well,
she's got me
there
heated
was
now.
a massive 68% drop off. Like, it's a hit,
yeah,
right?
like
Because
7.
Hit
80,
the fucking toilet bowl.
The movie's get
flush back the fucking Asgard.
The soundtrack is the best part of the movie. Period.
Well, that motherfucker put some Zeppelin in there in the last.
No, it's Guns and it's GNR. It's GNR. It's fucking.
You got Van Halen in there probably too, huh? They got
no. It's pretty much all Guns N' Roses. It was all right. I was sitting over there jamming. Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine. I mean, the music I could jam to, but goddamn, man, that was a poor.
That's depressing, bro. Because he's like, I don't know. I can't. Well, I still got Walt Simonson's Ragnarok, so I'm good.
Thor's been a bitch since what? Since
well, yeah. But I mean, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about all the
woke shit, right?
This sounds worse than what we've got before. Like more fucking
bad, dude.
Yeah, and Christian Bale was in it. You know, like. I was expecting more. He's got kids too. You know,
and all the way driving home. Now look, this is a 45-minute drive home from the fucking theater, and I got to sit there riding with my son, and both of us are thinking the same thing, but we can't say shit because the kids are in the back.
Oh yeah. No, you got to talk about something else.
You see, as soon as we got away from the kids, it was like, oh my God, that was fucking horrible.
So what's going on next week? You know, like, what are we doing tomorrow? Oh, you guys, who's cooking dinner tonight? You know what I mean? Like, I got to get some gas now. You guys
the name Disney used to be a name that people could trust, right? They would
Fuck
see that logo, Disney, over something, and they know, okay, this is something that's safe for me to take my kids to. People can't trust that name.
You know what they need to do? They need to thaw that motherfucker out.
I've never had to worry about taking my kids to a superhero movie before.
They need to screw Walt's head back on.
To worry about taking kids to a superhero movie before.
Amazing screw-on head.
Now I have to worry about taking kids to a fucking superhero movie.
Yeah,
because it ain't
so uncomfortable in the theater. You're like, what the fuck's what just happened to me? Like you guys just did that to me.
Not happy,
dude. Like I ain't even going to the movies anymore, bro. I'm not even taking my kid. I don't trust these motherfuckers.
No, and nobody does, and no, or they're lose. You know, I mean, look, a movie like that can't fail, right? But it has underperformed, and now they're gonna come out with all the really woke shit, right?
Yeah.
Phase 4 of the MCU is the MCU, right?
Wait, we're not there yet?
And
we were there already.
Not even. Because keep this in mind, right? It takes about 2 to 3 years to make a movie.
Yeah.
From start to finish, right?
Right.
From the beginning of the planning, the writing of the script and everything, down to the wrap party and the premiere, right? It takes about 3 years to make a movie.
Yeah.
So that means after all this woke shit is over, we're still going to have a residual amount of woke shit coming out.
After woke math, yeah.
Right?
Oh, man.
And once they see their fucking profit margins deteriorating, once they see that those movies aren't doing as well as they used to, their shareholders are going to have some questions. Yeah. And that is the one and only thing that can put things back on track. But then again, it's just like, it's...
And the comics suck too, though. Like I was saying, we got Thor Ragnarok, Walter Simonson, you know. I ain't gonna lie. I jumped onto that before I even jumped on his Marvel shit. Like I'm a new Walt Simonson fan. I haven't even read his Thor run. I've only been reading.
It's the best. It's the best Thor run there is.
That's what everybody says.
But I've only been reading his creator-owned property, his own IP, Dude. his Thor, because he's fucking Scandinavian in real life. Simonson, his shit that he's been sitting on for 20 years before he wrote it. That's the only shit that I've been reading. So it's pure fucking zombie Thor after the apocalypse.
I know.
Have you read it?
I want no.
It's so fucking tight. Shit. So I'm reading that, and he's gonna
posting the art on his Facebook, and it's fucking tight as fuck.
He needs to do a fucking crowdfund, dude. Hopefully, because he's time's running out. He's got one more book. He said he's got a bunch. He wants to do 12 books, but dude, he needs to fucking get in there. Fuck Marvel. He's been doing Marvel. Him and his wife did a fucking X-Men thing, because they created Apocalypse and Archangel and shit.
Yeah.
They hired him to do a little run and shit, and it's like, dude, fuck those guys. Just do your fucking Ragnarok and get the fucking crowdfund it. Have Zoop do it. Hopefully Zoop works.
They actually live like in my area. Did I tell you the 7-Eleven story?
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, for just really quick I know Matt's heard this one before, but
no, I like it. It just pisses me off that
1984, I think.
Motherfuckers.
Right? What was the year that The Dark Knight Returns came out?
Dark Knight?
That was like 84.
That was probably 80s, early 80s, yeah.
Right?
I was like 2 years old, like gaga.
So my brother and my friends and I, we go to like the 7-Eleven to like pick up like a case of beer. Sweet. And we come in, and the guy sees me wearing like a Frank Miller Batman Dark Knight Returns T-shirt, right? The cover of the second issue where he's all like toe up.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, dude, he was just here. And we're like, who? Man. Walt Simonson. Walt Simonson was just here, man. He bought like the new Heinlein novel and a quart of milk. We're like, oh, fuck. But yeah, there's actually a lot of Jim Shooter lives around here. There's actually a lot of comic book peeps who live in this area because it's so close to the city. Back in the day when they would actually like work in the Marvel bullpen, right?
I've been listening to like interviews with them. Was it Barron? Mike Barron has a YouTube show with another cat. And they had Shooter on there. I was listening to that like a month ago.
Oh, I missed that.
And then,
Aaron and Earls.
Yeah, and then they got Simonson on there. And then I was watching the cartoonists, the kayfabe guys.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
They had Simonson on there talking. And Simonson's got some stories, bro. I just want him to fucking do as many of those Ragnarok books because that's my jam, bro. It's like the metal version of his Marvel Thor. That's exactly what it is.
People like him.
Real good stuff.
people like him, they don't belong in the mainstream comic book industry anymore.
No. He even said, dude, like, because he was teaching for a while. That's what when he stopped making comics, he was teaching.
Awesome.
And he was saying that, like, I can't teach my art style anymore because they don't fucking do that style anymore. They do fucking anime, and they
have
do
to teach them the
CG models and Google fucking tracing. That's what they do now. There's no uppery. Everything's fucking
tracist.
Everything's pristine and fucking perfect now. You know what I mean?
That's tracist.
There's no fucking squiggly lines and fucked up sketchy shit. Because his shit's sketchy as fuck, dude. I love that.
Yes,
you know,
I've
been trying hard for myself. I wish I could do that. You know, like Preston, he does a lot of sketchy style. You know, I love that sketchiness, dude.
Dude,
what up, Sim?
Sim.
Like
good stuff.
What up,
Hey,
Pop in if you feel like it, bruh. You know, that's why.
Well, we don't have to worry about those things because we have stuff like this. Oh, oh, there I go again.
Wait, hold on. Come on, show that shit off. Were you just flashing one of your comics?
Oh, wait. I have to turn off the green screen though.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa, we got an invisible comic.
Oh.
That's gonna be a great read.
Stuff
There
like
we
this.
go.
Oh, Blade Devil. Yeah, I got that shit too.
Stuff like this.
Oh yeah, Company Man.
Stuff like this.
Yeah,
Sim's in here.
Rocket.
Sim's in here.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
shit.
Stuff like this.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And stuff like this.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I had the Cryptidnals too, but I was reading it in another room somewhere.
That's a good book, man.
That's so good. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's so
that should be
good.
It's
movie
fucking
ridiculous.
Oh,
that's franchise material right
there.
there.
Oh my god, yeah, Cryptidals. Yeah, I'm halfway
Peter
through.
Jackson,
it's
like
really, really good.
I get Peter Jackson to do it.
Fucking Guillermo needs to get a hold of that.
Guillermo or Peter, but Guillermo's like spot on because he's Mexican, so he's like perfect.
And he's a Mexican brother too, right?
So it'd be him or it'd be fucking Peter Jackson. Because you know why I picked Peter? Because for me, that shit's fucking Lord of the Rings, dude. They made it like Lord of the Rings. The way they set it up, it's that
world building.
It's straight up Lord of the Rings, dog. Like
it's major world building. I think
and border horror.
Now Dario's art, of course, fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
you know that
again, sketchy art style. Like fucking, I love that sketchiness, dude.
When I got those pages from Preston, because we discussed this, like what the book was going to look like, right? He was going to start out imitating Adrian, and then gradually kind of go Preston.
That's tight.
And we both agreed, like, you know, neither of us really like neat art. Like there was a word that you just used before, like a fucked upness.
I forgot what I said.
Right? But Neil Adams said that style is everything that an artist does wrong.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from a photogenic image. You know
I
what I mean?
like to see the human hand.
Me too. Yeah, definitely. I like to see fucked up anatomy. Right? I like to see a little perspective that's fucked up. I like to see a little bit of like scratchiness in there. You know what I mean? I like to see a little cartoony fucking boot that's sticking out on the side. That's not right, but I fucking like it. It's got the fucking identity and you know what I mean?
Character.
It's fun, you know?
Yes.
That's what I look for. I like that stuff.
Me too.
Personality. It's not reality. You have personality, you know, identity.
And
that's
fucking Ollie. Like at first I was gonna do like a black and white edition, right? You know, lettered and everything. But I was going to do a full black and white edition that would be like an artist's edition, because when I got the pages, I was just like, these are so fucking beautiful. I don't want to see these colored, right? They're going to be colored.
That's a good idea.
Right? But then I got the pages from Ollie.
Ollie did a good job, though.
He knocked it out. Like, the colors are fantastic, and he preserved every single stroke of Preston's pencil.
Yeah, they're perfect. You know, the artwork's
and
perfect.
I was like, oh, this is the artist edition. Cool. Yeah, man. Yeah. The Cryptidals should be gargantuan. I mean, they're going to do a second chance campaign that I think on Kickstarter that I think is going to do much better.
I think they might do it on Indiegogo too, but I'm not sure. And I think they're going to offer like something new to it. This right here reminds me of The Right Stuff. That last one, not that worm view, but that mid worm. That's a mid worm view, I guess, or something like that.
Right.
But that other one, That reminded me of the Right Stuff and this one.
Yeah.
And the astronauts are walking. You know?
Yes. Yeah, it's meant to evoke that, but then also with the Brian Tyler music, it's very much an atmosphere of these like old gunslingers going to their last gunfight.
Oh, you nailed it on the head. And another thing too is oh, sorry, what were you saying, Pops?
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, you're saying something. His room, dude. Did you guys talk about Ozzie Davis's room, JFK's room?
Oh yeah, where it has like a little model
That's
of
rocky.
the grassy knoll and the building that
And David Ferry and the pictures of
yeah.
But not only that, it just films very presidential. Like the carpet's blue. It feels like the Oval Office.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if they covered that in the special features, but the room is,
there's a making
it's
of
a presidential suite for sure. I think they did, but it's definitely a presidential suite.
Now, one thing I gotta say, folks, if you watch this movie for no other reason, it has to be to hear Ossie Davis say, "And the bottom line, Cleopatra does the nasty."
Oh, and then he fucking like scoots off and like turns his head real quick. He's like, or no, wait.
No, he says, "Wow."
He said, "Wow."
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Hey man, does she really do the nasty?"
That's classified.
There's one thing I got to know, man. Does she really do the nasty? Or something like that. He says something.
No,
like that.
he says like, "How was she?
How was she?"
Gentlemen doesn't discuss these matters.
That's classified. What? That's classified.
Between you and me. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dialogue in here, man.
Oh. Fantastic. Classic Joe Lansdale.
Sure, Rock?
So I encourage you. Oh, we got Chatty Dog. We got, what was that, The Rock?
What, dude?
Hi, Rocky. Or is that Zeus?
Rocky, they're talking to you. Oh,
they're
there's
both there.
Zeus. Zeus just came in from the back.
Hi,
See how much bigger Zeus is?
Yeah, that's why he's Zeus.
Oh my goodness, what a beautiful
Zeus
dog.
is a beast. What do you want?
You want a cookie? Cookie.
He's the big one, but he has a. Oh, and then Luna's got her face up in there too. Oh, Rocky. Rocky's talking. Luna's looking for love. Luna's down here looking for love. That's what. Here. Can't even see her. She's so black. Look at that.
Oh,
I see his eyeballs.
Yeah, I see a nose.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so.
That's Luna. She's
that's so pretty.
lab.
You got pretty. Those are such gorgeous pooches, man.
Dude, crazy dogs, all of them.
There is something though, man, to be desired, or something in me though that's like, it's not so much this. It's like decompartmental of Elvis doing his kung fu, right? Because did you see that Michael Shannon movie with Kevin Spacey where it's like he's the president meeting with Elvis and the president or something like that?
No, I didn't. How was that?
It was kind of.
It's like when he met Nixon, right? And Nixon, I think, gave him like a badge that basically turned Elvis into like a one-man army.
So right there, that could be Bubba Nosferatu. So and if I wish I hadn't seen that fucking movie because it kind of made me feel like. And then I know Elvis actually had like that thing that Nixon gave him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did.
So
he was driving around in like a fucking Ferrari, pulling
he was strapped
the
fuck up, and that's a movie right there, bro. Like it could eat like because it's already written. Like Lansdale could just take little nuggets of that and make a fun story, just not Bubba Ho-Tep, and it would have to be Bruce Campbell. You know what I mean? You'd have to.
But Bruce Campbell is not going there.
No, I ain't gonna do it.
And I think he made the right choice. I definitely feel like he made the right choice. That to do a prequel or a sequel would have been to cheapen this film.
No, I hear you, but I think if they got a good actor, a really good
I would
actor,
watch the fuck out of it.
I think
especially if Joe Lansdale wrote it and Coscarelli was directing. Yeah,
because that's even more in this story.
Yes,
all the shit that Elvis did and all the kung fu and like maybe he went somewhere and learned kung fu. And
dude, he saved some guy from a mugger.
So there's something
There's
there.
a guy in Vegas, right? He's getting mugged in an alley, and this dude runs in and starts fucking doing karate and fucking like chases the muggers away.
Yeah,
it's fucking Elvis.
And it would have to be an older actor, not like the young guy in the new movie. I'm talking like if they did a Nosferatu type movie, have to be an older actor that we all know, a known kind of like a Bruce Campbell-esque type dude, or maybe even a bigger actor, but the movie small budget, doing some stuff like that, and it can't be anything like this. Nothing like this. It'd have to be a little more global and cool, and I don't know.
Well, like I said, this story,
but horror for sure.
This story was conceived specifically for an anthology of Elvis stories by horror and science fiction writers. George R.R. Martin, who's best known, who's famous now for, A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones and all that, wrote a story in which Elvis goes back in time to, because he's fixated on his twin brother, right? And a lot of people, because, a lot of people don't know that Elvis was a twin.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and his twin.
What the fuck? Why does all this shit have to happen? Like all these cool things about Elvis. You know what I mean? It's easy to just make an Elvis story.
Yes, absolutely. And so, but also this was this anthology came out at the peak of I saw Elvis at the Walmart. Elvis is everywhere. Elvis is everything.
Still the king. Elvis is everybody. Elvis is everything.
Yep. Yeah.
Elvis isn't everything, man.
All those ships, all those ships they're getting lost in the Bermuda Triangle. You know what's going on there? Elvis needs boats. Elvis needs boats. Elvis needs boats.
Mojo Nixon, baby.
Yeah, man. Oh Christ. So this was like a natural fit. Like I said, he had that idea, the Bubba Ho-Tep thing from watching a fucking watching one of the Mummy movies, and he's a really special writer because he's a guy who's from the South, loves the South, and doesn't shy away from its ugly sides. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to leave in the dirty
racism and shit.
You got to leave all that in there, man. It's
warts and all. Warts and all.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. He's he's somebody who should be way more famous than he is. I was shocked. Most people in comics have no fucking clue.
He'll probably get it later on when it's fucking. That happens to a lot of people, a lot of actors, like the Ian McKellens. That later on in their life they get popular. You know what I mean? They get their Lord of the Rings, and
Trust me, that dude is way more famous than he ever thought he would be. Like I said, he's a martial arts instructor.
Gary Oldman, that's another one.
Jorah Lansdale. There's a great video on YouTube of by this guy called the Funky Werepig. And who met Lansdale at a convention and asked him to do a demonstration of his martial art, which is called I forget
Elvis
the name of it.
Fu?
No. He's a martial arts instructor, and so having trained in a number of different martial arts, he was like, you find your own way of doing things.
Yeah, you make your own
happy way. Yeah, so he created his own mixed martial art, and it's all about basically grabbing people and controlling them, pressure points and bending people in ways that they're not supposed to bend, and getting them to comply with you.
That's the best. That and judo, where they're full mask flying at you.
Their asses.
Oh, I'm coming at you full speed, motherfucker! And you're just
yep.
Boop. You're just
boop. Use your weight and momentum against you, fool.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, Coscarelli said, that he felt a responsibility to do Lansdale's work justice, also because Lansdale's like a third-degree black belt and could kick his ass.
Kick that ass, huh?
But and now actually he's sort of franchised. He's got about 8 or 10 sort of people that he's chosen to spread his martial art.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So,
oh yeah, I've heard of that. Some people, Chuck Norris did that. I think had a lot of dudes. There was a guy named Dolby that my uncle trained with, and my dad didn't train with, but and they tried to take me there as a kid. I wasn't really into it. I was like, I just probably because I'm just fucking was bored with it. I don't know. I'm always thinking of shit, Probably the attention shit or something.
Yeah,
but
his
thing was the first thing you get in there, they're throwing a football. They make you put on a gi and run around in there, and he was one of Chuck Norris's guys, and it was the first thing you do just to get the hand and eye coordination, just throwing the football and loosen it up and make you run while you're doing it around the dojo or whatever. But yeah, I've heard of that. We're big dudes that are in martial arts. They have dojos with people running them, and it's very kind of franchised out.
Yeah. That's kind of what he's
in
doing.
North Long Beach.
I'm actually looking up the Oh yeah, here it is. Hold on, I'm gonna fucking get this shit.
Did you mention that Lansdale wrote several or a few Batman the Animated Series?
Yes, he did the Jonah Hex episode.
Uh-huh.
And he also wrote the script for Son of Batman, which was like in the first of the DC animated movies where they introduced Damian Wayne.
Damian's awesome, dude.
I think so too.
He's so cool. That's a Grant Morrison character,
yes,
dude, he's so good.
And a great one.
Yeah, man.
And a great one. And those two actually that they did back to back, like Son of Batman, and then the one that dealt with like the Owl Society. I forget.
Yeah, the Court of Owls.
The Court of Owls.
That's Scott Snyder shit.
Yeah, those are fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Unfortunately, I think the quality of the DC animated movies has gone down. I think that golden age, which went on
it's gone
for a long time.
I know what you mean. It's not as good as it was.
Right?
I put one on the other day, like a newer one. I was like, because they made like fucking 20 or 30 of them, and they were selling all of them like in a big pack for like fucking $20.
Oh,
like,
dude, they're awesome.
Physical. Like, the Red Hood, you know what I mean? Like
Flashpoint,
Justice League War, Flashpoint.
Flashpoint was the shit.
Peter Weller, Dark Knight.
It was
Dark
like
Knight
Ragnarok
Returns.
in fucking for the Marvel universe.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'll be right back.
I mean, for the DC universe. Yeah, you got it. But yeah, like the new ones, just I don't know, man. They're I think. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that we have got like a lot of those that we can just watch over and over and over again, because I think that era is over. I guess they probably don't want to spend as much money on that on the animated movies, because obviously DC wants to be Marvel now.
Oh, or isn't Warner Brothers getting out of the comic book business?
Was there anything official about that? Because there's been rumors about that for a long time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's rumors that I'm hearing too.
Well, I think the only reason why Marvel still exists because they're not making fucking money, right? With that shit, nobody's fucking reading those fucking comics. No fucking way. They exist as IP forms. However, if they're losing money and they're keeping it alive artificially just to generate IPs, shit, they've got like over 1,000 characters and over 50 years.
What do you mean generate IPs? They don't generate IPs now. They just change them.
Right, exactly. And I think that's the only reason why DC and Marvel are still printing comics at this point, because they're losing money. And it's not a lot, but it's all about basically the comics are promotional items for the movies and the Funko Pop bobbleheads.
The part that bothers me is they market all the toys and shit to the kids, and then you can't even take the kids to see the goddamn movie.
That's fucked up.
Horrible, man. We need to create our own content. It's almost like, fuck, do I got to stop making horror books and start making some fucking PG-13 shit?
Fuck, do I have
so I can take my kids to see it
first by myself and make sure it's okay before I take the fucking kids?
It's fucked up. That shouldn't even be a question. It should be like, let's go watch the movie. Let's go watch Avengers. Let's go watch Iron Man. The first Avengers is fine, dude. There's nothing. I could watch Captain America with my daughter and my son. There's nothing really too crazy in there. Yeah, and I'll say, dude, that the first phase, like it got better, but that first phase was awesome before Whedon came in.
Dude.
Oh, everyone had an identity. Like,
did
Hulk
you ever
Hulk
think
isn't
that
even
you were going to see
on
those?
Disney Plus.
I mean, remember this.
It's on HBO Max.
Iron Man was like a C-list character.
Yeah.
Right? He was old Shellhead.
Yeah. I liked Iron Man as a kid, man, a lot. That was my
me too. Yeah. But because what a fantasy for a little kid. I could just put on a suit of armor and be a superhero. How fucking awesome
this guy
would that
built
be?
all that shit? Like, there was something. I remember there was just like a cover of a comic where he was building it. I'm sure there's thousands of them, but I remember just seeing that and that got me into it. And he looked so cool. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Iron Man with his red and yellow.
Iron Man ghetto armor in the first Iron Man movie.
Oh, dude, that's so awesome. That first Iron Man's so good, dude.
So good.
Same thing with the first. The Ang Lee one's like cool, but the fucking the Louis Leterrier one with Norton.
Yes.
That
Yeah,
movie's a
it's
shit,
much
bro.
better.
Oh, I love that. I love that one.
What would it have killed them to put some fucking fins on the side of Abomination's
I guess he's
head?
in the 10 Rings, the Shang-Chi. I was watching that movie and it was, it was kind of had that mummy vibe. You know what I'm talking?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
the wall with Matt Damon, that like Chinese, but like a lot of heavy CGI. It was okay though. Like, but I just didn't finish it. But
What
like
I'm
out of the
hoping-
new 100 movies, that was the one that kind of like I'd be down to watch.
I haven't watched that. I've like
Yeah.
the only reason I'm even slightly interested in that is because it has Tony Leung as the Mandarin, which is fucking great casting. That dude's it's like one of the best living actors, one of the best actors alive.
An actual
right now.
Mandarin, not Ben Kingsley running around in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And because it obviously couldn't have been Fu Manchu, because the people would have been screaming racism. And actually, that's, there's no denying that Fu Manchu is kind of a racist character. Actually, not kind of, but is like a racist character. Like you've seen like a character like the Yellow Claw, right? Or how they would draw Chinese people as like literally having like fangs and claws and shit. I'm sorry, those are racist. Those are genuinely racist characters, but that doesn't mean that you can't do Fu Manchu in a way that's still awesome.
Yeah, you can change it around a little bit, dude. Like make it, less racist, I guess the word.
Yeah.
I don't know how else you want to put it, but maybe less racist. But take the character and fucking do it justice. You know what I mean?
Well,
as good as you can without fucking hurting the culture.
It's possible,
you know what I mean?
it's
you know what I mean?
Yes, but the fact that they changed his father to the Mandarin, I'm like, okay, that works too. But I'm hoping. The fact that the last Thor movie has underperformed so much, I'm hoping that they start doing smaller budget movies. But then I look at what they're putting on fucking Disney Plus on their fucking TV channel, and it's fucking straight up bait and switch shit.
Yeah, everything's
a
shit
Moon
right
Knight
now.
series with like what 5 minutes of fucking Moon Knight.
Yeah, he's all at the end. I mean, the shit that was in there, I enjoyed. I like some of it.
Yeah, it was well made.
But it's like.
Jason Isaacs, well, it's not Jason Isaacs. Oscar Isaacs is fucking fantastic,
dude. That was something I was going to bring up. We were watching something,
really?
And that show reminded me of what did we watch last week or the week before? I forgot.
Blackula.
No, not Blackula. It was something before that. But it was a show where someone had something in their head, the psychology of. I forgot what it was, but I was going to say Moon Knight had that, where it had multiple personalities. He had like fucking 2 of them in there. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. And it was done well, right? Yeah. Like how a blink and suddenly he's like in a gunfight.
Yeah,
in another country. Yeah. That stuff worked, but like I said, bait and switch.
Yeah, no, I mean, I haven't seen Loki. Like a lot of I was watching WandaVision. It was okay, but I got kind of bored with it.
Yeah, and it got.
I respect the concept and the composition of what they were doing with the show was something a little different. I respect
that.
It had
potential that was never ever fulfilled. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, check this out. Are you guys getting the sound?
We're back on the Funky Werepig. This is something we don't normally get to do on the radio show because it's an audio thing.
The center, the standing sort of thing. Be aggressive in.
Yeah, this is Joe Lansdale showing off his martial
normal
arts
sense of that word, although it's fairly aggressive once it gets started. Our whole idea is to get the thing over with quick. We do everything from standing to punching to kicking to locking to going to the ground to locks on the ground, that sort of stuff. But our main bailiwick is that right there in the center, the standing sort of thing. And it has to do usually with just the confrontations of the 2 guys. And just if he, first of all, just show you a little movement just to get it. If he reaches for me, I can just take the move off here like this. And I've trapped this temporarily. And then I got 2 shots there, elbow, got a knee at the same time.
Then
a lock here. Now I can got one shot, take him down here, break. It's just all kinds of things like that, or like a choke. I'm like, this.
No, that's what's up. Fuck all that rolling around on the ground shit. Right? You wanna fucking fuck mothers up
quick. And the idea is to get it over with.
It's called domination.
I jump back, and I involve myself. I'm in trouble. Now, if he reaches for me in here, and I get him, I take him down quick. You see, bam, go to the head. And I may lock his finger and bring him up here like this.
This is his son-in-law.
Have control of him till I can reach
Doing a good job,
and
too.
do something else.
Is he still his son-in-law?
I thought it was Don Coscarelli. Looks like Don Coscarelli.
We use a lot
He's
of
one of his
pressure
students,
points.
actually.
Is that whatever?
He's one of his students who, married his
so
daughter.
if I come here and I lock him up, I also
And,
try
his
to
daughter's
work
a
these
country
pressure
music
points
singer.
in these spots.
Oh, that's cool.
To control it. And this way, I've got his both arms trapped, groin shot, face shot, one thing after another. We do a lot of
groin
joint
shots
locks. You reach
and
this
throat
right here.
shot. Yeah, watch
This is
out.
just like a minor one here. Got the nose, you know.
Got your nose.
So we're trying to get it where it's
Like Freddy Krueger.
controlling. Got him here. Okay. So this is the
It's
way
like a dance.
that Shinchuan works.
Yep.
It's very, simple because and I don't look at him much because I'll get scared. And we try to avoid fear. Now this works especially for old guys like myself, so I don't have to do a lot of overly fancy stuff. This isn't fancy at all.
This isn't fancy at all.
This finger lock, is one of the best. Simple, ladies can do it. Shinchuan is designed to work these pressure points. And this finger is something that somebody small can control. This, by the way, is a pressure point, and it's real uncomfortable.
Right under the foot.
This is really comfortable.
That was not bad either.
Yeah, right behind
This
the
one
ear.
hurts. This is annoying.
I'm not talking about this. I don't know about you guys.
Holy shit.
Balance disruption.
This is the guy who wrote Bubba
So it's that
Ho-Tep.
kind of system. That's what it's about.
Brilliant.
Oh, good God.
He's a Renaissance man.
That's badass.
He's a true Renaissance
Yeah,
man.
man. Without a fucking doubt, man. Without a doubt. Oh, man. And man, if those of you who haven't seen Bubba Ho-Tep, obviously, check that shit out. It's so well worth watching. And check out Don Coscarelli's other movies if you haven't.
Phantasm.
Phantasm, most of all. That's a classic. Beastmasters. Almost everyone's seen Beastmaster,
Yeah.
right?
Gave me nightmares.
Did it really?
Those bad guys when they grab people
those
and,
monsters.
Yeah.
And
They were
open up those wings and nothing but bones fall out.
Yeah, they were creepy as fuck. Without a doubt. But that's the thing. Horror and high fantasy go together like peanut butter and chocolate, right?
Yeah,
like all the
yeah,
monsters, all the horror that's in the Conan stories or like
Look,
Dungeons and Dragons, that sort of thing.
The ring rats weren't made to not scare you. They were designed to scare you. They wanted you to be afraid of those guys.
Yes, Tolkien understood, that there's something about some special alchemy between high fantasy and horror. Like horror goes well with a lot of stuff. It goes really well with science fiction.
And if you look through the whole thing, through the Hobbit, Silmarillion, through all the different stories, there's all kinds of different horror. You got Slob, the fucking spider, that goes back into the Silmarillion, and then still is it part of the Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
You got the Saruman's Isengard. You got Orthanc.
Right.
There was
horror in the Bible
from Mordor.
Deathly Marshes.
The creepy thing.
Yes, the Deathly Marshes. Yeah, without a doubt. Creepy as fuck.
All right.
The spiders in the Hobbit.
Yep.
In the Mirkwood Forest. I mean, there was horror all over.
Or how about the Old Testament?
Oh man. Yeah.
Plenty of horror
My mom
there.
told me a long time ago, my
Very
mom said,
metal.
no matter what you want to find in literature, you can find it in the Bible.
Yeah.
Everything. Sex, horror, murder is like it's all in. She goes, it doesn't matter. Any kind of story you've ever read probably derived from some version of a story that's in the Bible.
Yeah, that and Greek mythology. Those are like absolutely essential. Though also Grimm's fairy tales. I recommend reading all of these things. If you're interested in storytelling, go back and study those original stories, and you will see how so many of our contemporary stories are just simply retellings of those stories, or they're using those stories as a springboard to go and do something else. Bubba Ho-Tep, for instance, I definitely has a little bit of a feel of a Christmas Carol to me.
Christmas Carol, huh? Grimm's fairy tales.
Yeah, you go. That's the real shit.
The real shit, dude.
Yes, yeah. Where like
this ain't for kids. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's brutal, dude. It's fucking metal as fuck. The fucking in Cinderella, the fucking stepsisters, the cruel evil stepsisters, they can't fucking put their foot in the glass slipper, right? It won't fit. So you know what they do? Their mother's just like gives them a carving knife. It's like, here, start fucking chopping off your fucking toes and your fucking heel. And
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, and so that's exactly what they fucking do.
Right. Check out these illustrations in this, dude.
Let me see. Yeah,
the illustrations are copyrighted in 1954.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I mean, there's all kind. I mean, it's an old book. It's like the way books have always been, man.
Some Black Forest shit right there, yo.
Yeah, man. Well, you know which stories, which Grimm's fairy tales, you know which ones are German from which ones are French, because the German ones are all the fucked up ones.
I'm about to say that's some Black Forest shit right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The French ones like Puss in Boots.
Pussy Boots.
Right? The German ones, Hansel und Gretel und Cinderella und Snow White.
Rapunzel.
Rapunzel.
I mean, dude, there's like 30 of them in here.
Yeah, any of the fucked up ones are the German.
Have you seen that was it Gretel and Hansel movie? The newer one?
Oh, that lady Renner. I couldn't.
Red Riding Hood.
Not that one. No, there's a new one.
What?
Little Red Riding Hood.
The one that's a horror movie, right?
The horror movie, yeah. The one with the
Little Red Riding Hood. We did the Company of Wolves a few weeks ago, which is
there's one called Gretel.
I missed that one. I recently watched that too, and I missed the show.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Oh god,
Snow White, the Golden Goose, all that shit's in here, man.
Yeah, there's a new Hansel and Gretel.
Billy Goat's Rough.
Yeah, you mentioned
right? The fucking troll under the bridge, all that shit, man.
Those are essential reading for sure. I think a lot of people who are interested in writing for comics, they're just like, don't just read comics. That's what made comics so made them shitty for a while. Was they're mostly being written by people that just read comics. Yeah. It's like, study the classics and get like the very basics, the foundations of storytelling, because there's nothing, that the old shit's, well, some stuff is classic just for its historical significance, but some of the shit's just classic just because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, you should read everything, watch stuff,
Six
go out and live
Soldiers
life.
of Fortune is in here, dude. There's some shit in here. I might have to read that.
I want to see this Army of Darkness. And Bubba Ho-Tep. This looks fucking awesome.
Has anybody read this?
Whoa!
No, it looks cool though. Like I haven't gotten.
I had no idea it existed.
No, neither did I until today.
And then because Dynamite, I don't know, I haven't read any of their Army of Darkness stuff, and they have probably 100 books, 100 issues with all these different sub characters and whatnot, crossovers.
Right. Yeah, they do.
And I would fucking buy them all. I just don't have the time or money. But that looks like a Neil Adams cover. But
I think it's Tom Mandrake.
Yeah,
I think it is anyway. But yeah, that's very Neil Adams.
Yeah.
Neil Adamsy.
I friggin' love Mandrake. One of my favorites for sure. Because I think he did the interior art on those. Now look at this. You don't see this often for this type of a movie.
What a balance, huh?
Look at that.
Universally.
It's like the critics like this.
Is that the first movie ever like that? I've never seen that. I've never seen that. That's a fucking Twitter post right there, doggy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
We should have put that. That should have been on our thing.
Yeah, it should have. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't.
You could still do it. Go check it out, type shit.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Oh yeah, no, I'll definitely
put that up on there.
Post it. But look, man, that's a lot of Bruce Campbell for your $1. But yeah, no, I'm curious to read these too. I didn't know that they existed. I didn't know that they existed either.
Dude, I remember there was a time when everyone was like, dude, Ash versus Freddy versus Jason. Everybody wanted that, including myself. And I remember Diamond came out with the comic for it. I never got it. Or not Diamond, sorry, Dynamite. I always wanted though. The art was pretty sick on there too.
Some of the crossovers have been magical, right? RoboCop versus Terminator, that's a classic.
Yeah, that's a movie right there.
Right?
Legit movie. Yeah,
right.
That's a movie. I still don't have it. I gotta buy it. I still gotta buy it.
Frank Miller wrote it, and Walt Simonson illustrated.
Yeah,
well, that's right. Yeah.
And as far as like the new ones go, meaning like, in like the last like 15, 20 years or so, I absolutely love the Lee Weeks Tarzan versus Predator. Because it wasn't just Tarzan versus Predator, it was Tarzan versus Predator in Pellucidar, which is the Hollow Earth.
Okay.
From
like
At the Earth's Core.
That's some Neil Adams shit right there.
It's a whole world down there.
Do you read Batman Odyssey?
No. You recommended
Well, I just picked it up because
me.
everybody was talking. It's all Hollow Earth. It's fucking baked out, and the story's long. Like I haven't even finished it yet. I started reading. It was so big, and but the first like third of the book, and it's long. It's like this Batman doing shit, fighting the Joker in Gotham City. Then he travels to Hollow Earth, and it's just like, ooh, it's like Lord of the Rings, dude. It's like a straight up Odyssey, But they go to Hollow Earth.
When did that come out?
Probably 10 years ago or something like that.
That sounds
maybe
about right.
15 years ago. But it's a fun book, and maybe longer. But I mean, the graphic novel probably came out then. It's probably 20 years old or something. Probably came out around the same time as this. But
what was it called again?
Batman Odyssey.
Odyssey.
I really like Neil Adams' artwork though, man. He's another influence on me.
Yes, Neil Adams.
I wish I had met him, dude. I seen him at the comic book convention.
Yeah.
There was so many. I seen him and Guillermo, and I walked by him. I'm like, yeah, I'll go talk to him later. I didn't know like that. I thought they were there all day. I'm a fucking idiot. People have sessions and then they're over.
You wouldn't believe. Yeah, no.
I seen Neil Adams there, and he had a big old fucking wall of like different stuff he's done. He's got a table, and I think I walked by him, and I just kind of looked at his stuff. I'm like, that's Neil Adams. And he looked up at me, and he looked back down and started drawing. I wish I had just talked to him.
We said hello to each other at C2E2. Where like I came in and the place was practically empty, and he was just sitting down at his table, and I just kind of said like, "Hey, what's up, Neil?" He was like, "Hi," and but I was too shy to have try to have a conversation with him.
Yeah, and I had just listened to him like on the Kevin Smith stuff. It was like right when Kevin Smith was really fucking cool with comic booky shit with his Batman and Batman shit, and before Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo got all fucking woke and did all this bullshit. He had him on there. He had really good stories, all the shit he did for the industry. And I got a little like embarrassed, like starstruck around Neil Adams. And I thought he was going to be around for a lot longer. He felt like he had a lot of energy and life in him. I didn't think he was going to go so fast.
Good.
He looked fucking good. He had a lot of stuff going on, putting out groundbreaking books still. Like if I got his last Dead Man series. I think I missed the last issue. But one of them's Glow in the Dark. Another one is you turn it upside down and it has something else. Another one is oh fuck, dude! Every book had a different gag on the cover. Everything had a different gag on the cover. I'm talking visually, like stuff we should be doing in Comicsgate on the cover of Dead Man, his last issue. So I'm reading that, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool, man. And his books were far-fetched stories, like out there, like Bubba Ho-Tep, And he was out there, like scientifically, but he always was, And towards the end, he got a little woke, and it was just like, oh man, I love your work and your stuff and what you're doing, and what you do for the industry, but shut the fuck up with your politics. And then he died, and it's just like fuck, you know what I mean? Like like that's how I felt about that,
Now was his work woke? Because
nah, I don't remember it being woke. It was just some shit he was saying, like just
that's fine. If somebody wants to, people, if that's somebody's opinion, if the work itself is woke, that's what annoys me. Right?
Yeah, no, I don't. It wasn't. No, it was all about Boston Brand.
It has nothing to do with telling a good story.
Yeah, no, it was just some shit he said. Just like shut up, Neil. Like shut the fuck up.
Shut up, old man.
I don't know you, but I love you. I don't know you, but I love you, and I love what you did for everybody.
Yeah,
man. What you fucking did for everybody. Like people need to like
respect the OGs, man. Respect the OGs.
We're talking about earlier in the stream. This motherfucker like cutting up all the shit. All the original art. He fought for that. The Schusters, the guy that the Superman creators.
Yep.
He fought for them.
Yep.
Go back if the Fatman and Batman shit's still around before Kevin Smith got all fucked up with his wokery.
Right.
Go listen to that shit. It's fucking awesome. He's talking about.
I'll definitely check that out.
He grew up in Germany. He grew up in Germany. He's a German. That's where he was raised and born. He was drinking at like age 5. He was talking about. Then he went over to New York. Worked at a carnival. He was barking.
I was a Kiss fan most of my life, right? I love Kiss. I was a Kiss fan most of my life. All of a sudden, Gene Simmons comes out and says, "Fuck your freedom." I'm like,
yeah, it's kind of hard. It's kind of off-putting sometimes.
We're the ones made you who you are, you cocksucker. Don't tell me fuck our freedom.
Yeah,
it sucks too, and it's like sometimes you don't want to open your mouth about the way you feel about shit, but but then again, it's like, well, this is who I am,
well,
and I can't not be myself.
Talk to the fans. You can't talk to the people that made you that way.
No.
Yeah, no. As far as fans go, you got to tell them like, hey, dude, I don't agree with you, but thank you so much.
These are the guys that did the 1776 poster. Remember?
Yes.
Remember the 1776 poster? The bias or the fucking flute guy and the drummer. And come on, man. You can't play Patriot and take our money and then tell us fuck our freedom.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he's a big capitalist, Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
Come on, he's a motherfucker.
You know what?
Oh, he's a capital motherfucking-ist.
You know what? You know when Kiss lost me? You know when I ceased to be a Kiss fan?
Oh, they lost me when Ace and Peter left. Right from the beginning. It's like,
I was made for loving you,
they were playing that shit at work.
Disco, dude. Disco.
Right.
What was that song you did? Like Sue or some shit?
When they went disco.
A little ballad.
You know what's funny?
They did that stupid movie.
Big hit.
Did them disco.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I do.
Was it was like Ruby or Sue or fucking Joan or you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Mary or whatever. I think it's the drummer or one of them. He's singing like a little ballad.
Beth.
Oh, Beth.
Yeah, Beth. They had to do a ballad because ballads are popular. I watched a documentary on it. He's like,
right.
Yeah.
And the ladies went crazy. And his out of the 4 solo records, what really hurt them was when they released 4 records in the same year, and each one was a solo record for each of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the only one that sold was the Peter Criss one.
No, Ace Frehley's is the one that sold.
I never got into
New
Kiss,
York
man.
Groove, yeah.
But Rock and Roll All Night, that's a good song.
I think that did
dude.
okay too, but I'm pretty sure that the Peter Criss one,
Peter's Chris Cat album was much better than his.
And those McFarlane toys were tight as fuck. The first ones he came out with, and they're fucking metal.
Yeah,
dude,
before
you know?
yeah.
And he's got the axe guitar. I love that shit. He started that shit.
Yeah,
the axe bass before everybody. Now everybody's doing that shit, including myself.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
And but yeah, when you're a kid, you take shit seriously.
Yeah.
And I was just a little kid, and so when they made a disco record, I took that shit like very seriously.
Oh, I'd be furious, bro. I've seen my favorite band do that, and it's like they're like death metal, like melodic death metal. You know, and they put out they're putting out their 14th album right now, mind you. But every album's a little different. But they got one In Flames. But they got one in there where they sound like fucking U2. And I'm like, dude, come on, guys, you can't do that shit. Then they're putting out some decent shit, some tight shit now, but it's just like, fuck, dude. You know, and there's bands like Iron Maiden where they put out the same fucking album every time. And it's okay.
Sometimes
and I understand as an artist you want to switch it up. But sometimes if people like that, you do that. I'll give you a good example of a modern one, right? Amon Amarth. They put out the same fucking album almost every time, but they switched up a little bit so they don't alienate everybody. So it's not complete, like, for the most part, you know. But they do like the same album almost every time. But I'm gonna add a little bit of clean vocals right here after 10 albums. I'm gonna do some little fucking low Viking, fucking chanting and shit. Just little things like that. I'm gonna throw a violin in the background, little something like that. I'm gonna throw some fucking, you know what I mean? Nothing too.
Right. I usually like most bands when they try to experiment and progress.
Exactly.
Absolutely. But then there are certain bands like AC/DC. You always want to be AC/DC.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. No, I hear you.
You can't piss the bikers off by changing the ones they like.
I think bands need to
they
stretch,
have to be a rock,
but they can't stretch too far.
The ones that appeal to the biker crowd, they stay that way their whole career.
Motorhead.
Because you don't piss the bikers off.
Yes.
You don't want them coming to you and go, "What the fuck was that shit?"
I don't know, man. I think bands, like if you're a successful band for your sound and you've made a sound, you need to switch it up a little bit, but you gotta stay within boundaries, and there needs to be boundaries with certain bands. Right. And I never used to, for a long time, I didn't think, I was like, fuck that. Fuck fans that don't like that are old and they, but now as I age, I'm like, nah. I think people need to they need to have boundaries, dude, but they need to experiment within boundaries. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because there's an identity with the sound. You know what I mean? Don't start singing like Bono when you're singing when you created a whole fucking style unto yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
I don't know. That's just the way I feel about
And
that.
why would you imitate U2 of all fucking bands?
I'm just saying YouTube because it kind of felt like it felt like a U2 album. I don't know why.
That's fucked up.
And they can fucking do all kinds of
Rocky
shit, dude.
might have an opinion on this. Do you have an opinion on this?
You go see them live and they're doing fast thrash shit and fucking melodic death metal, and then boom, they'll do a fucking U2 style song like out of nowhere,
talking
like
about
straight up.
YouTube. What do you think? Do you
don't
like
like that
Bono?
Yeah.
Man, we're getting nothing out
that
there.
Zeus?
Crickets.
Yeah.
Is that
you
Zeus?
don't like Bono? Really?
Zeus.
No, but I'll give you one example of a
like-
band like that called At the Gates. So mind you,
I'm familiar
they
with
took a 20-year break,
Right.
but
yeah,
they
you guys
kept their
know-
sound, but they brought in a fucking saxophone and they did a fucking
said
little
keep
jazz
the
thing
sound
on
off.
some of the songs.
That's
And
great.
They fucking had a boundary, but they stretched the boundary so far to where it could no longer be stretched and almost lost fans, but they still kept the boundary, dude. You know, they did a fucking jazz noir melodic death metal fucking Viking song.
I
you
think
know, and
Paradise
it worked.
Lost. I think Paradise Lost. That's a band that's been very successful in like experimenting and changing their sound.
Yeah,
like from album to album.
It's hard.
Jesus.
I'm not saying it's easy. It's impossible almost. But
Right,
you
but
gotta
then it's
do
also
it, man.
cool when they go back to basics.
You got to, man. You got to. Oh yeah, back to basics after like 14 albums.
Really?
Definitely.
You had to lick my nose, really? You had to do that?
Easy, Chewy.
Talk.
Sounds like he wants control of the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, sure does.
Man, he's not usually the one that gets up on me. It's usually Zeus. You know that. What? You jealous of your brother?
So damn freaking cute.
He's so
All right,
much bigger.
it's going almost on 3 hours. First of all, everybody that's hanging out, thank you for hanging out. We do appreciate you. If it's not a hassle, smash that like button and the subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Hook a brother up.
And if it is a hassle, get you some compression gloves so your hands don't hurt and press that damn button.
Hell yeah.
Do it.
So what do you think we should watch next week?
I have no idea. I just know I saw this one on YouTube and I was like, we got to do that.
Excellent choice.
Children of the Damned or Village of the Damned. No, Village of the Damned.
With Christopher Lee?
I don't.
Christopher Reeves. I'm sorry.
Dude,
not the John Carpenter version. The John Carpenter version is shite.
I seen that one in the theater. I remember that.
No remakes.
A long time ago. That was back in the 90s. That was a long ass motherfucking time.
Yeah,
ago.
man. Yeah, without a friggin' doubt. So I don't know. I guess I'll I don't know if you guys in the DM group, if you have any ideas, or hey, anybody that's hanging out in the chat, if you have an idea, or
anybody got any ideas?
Leave a comment.
I might have an idea.
Yeah, Hex.
Village of the Damned.
I don't think that. Let me check. But
see, the thing is, we could easily fart out ideas, but it has to be free.
Yeah,
that's the hard. That's the stipulation of our show. It has to be a free horror movie. Right. That's how we rock it. Otherwise, we'd be doing fucking nonstop. Epic horror movies that we know. But we're
so much stuff.
You gotta be able to find.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot. Oh, Angel
Oh,
Heart.
how about have you guys
Angel
done?
Heart. Ooh, she said
does
Angel Heart.
Bucket of Blood count as horror?
Bucket of Blood.
What's in Buckets of Blood?
It's a Roger Corman movie.
Yeah.
With Dick Miller that was made in
Dick
the
Miller,
50s.
great actor.
Yeah. It's about a beatnik artist who I think starts killing people.
He's kind of slow. He's kind of. He said he's a bit. He's a slow adult, I guess.
Rocky said he wants to watch
right,
Cujo.
and he wants to be part of this art scene, but he doesn't have any talent.
And he wants to be accepted, and I think he accidentally kills a guy, and then
That's how it starts,
covers him in plaster, and that's his art project, and he becomes a sensation.
Rocky said he wants to watch Cujo.
Of course.
Cujo.
Rocky said he wants to watch Cujo.
Cujo.
Stephen King.
Cujo.
I seen that a long time ago.
Or Pet Cemetery. He just said
Pet Cemetery is solid.
Cemetery.
I would like to watch Pet Cemetery. That one's pretty solid.
In a pet
That's just a solid horror movie right there. The old one, not the remake.
Cujo's great for the summer because
horror is good for the summer. Everyone loves horror in the summer, right? Everyone knows it, right? I think it's because it starts Halloween season.
Car.
Yep.
Yeah, hot car.
I figured it out too because there's no fucking holidays for 3 months but Halloween. Once you end 4th of July, it's just Halloween's next. 3 months.
What? Let me sheesh face.
He's just looking at that bowl behind me, man. There's nothing in it. He's just staring at it. He's just staring at it. Look at it.
Aww.
Ain't nothing in there. I ate everything in there. Ain't nothing in there. But he's
you guys seen Angel Heart?
Oh yeah,
I love that.
Saw that in the theater when it first came out. Actually,
I only seen that once, and I love it. It's like fucking.
Over here where you look this way.
It's not on Tubi, but I do love that. It's like it's noir, fucking. It's basically Constantine with Mickey Rourke in the 30s, 20s, Prohibition or something like that.
Yep.
So good.
Yeah,
such a good movie.
And Nolans.
Is it New Orleans, Nolans, or New Orleans?
New Orleans.
Depends on which part of the city you're in.
Its original name, but Anthony Figueroa says that it's not Nolans so much as it is
Nolans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Nolans.
So it's
New Orleans.
No, not Nolans. New Orleans.
New. You gotta put the
New Orleans. Dan, that God's Handbook's pretty fucking badass. I can't wait for the second one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed the heck out of the first one.
Yeah.
I see. There's a grimoire up on my chifforobe.
I like the Shadow Man too. That was a pretty cool book.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm just. But yeah. Dude. Like they've got The Last Shark on Tubi. Have you guys ever seen The Last Shark?
No, man.
It's a Jaws ripoff. Where, like, because the Italians were, like, the masters of the fucking ripoff. The fucking Italians had, like, the best movie industry in, like, the 60s and the 70s and, like, the early 80s. Because, like, they made the best art films, they made the best Westerns, but they also made the best horror movies, but they also made the best shit. Like, they made the best, like, it's like, oh my God, like, even their garbage is good.
Damn.
Like it's not like regular like shitty movies. Like these are like legitimate. A lot of them are legitimately awesome.
You guys ready?
What was that?
You ready?
Ready for what? Ready for what?
Hellraiser.
Well, you haven't done Hellraiser already?
Oh, is that
mic drop?
Yeah, let me see.
What's up, dude?
I already made a Tubi list on my phone.
Is on. Oh yes. Oh, dude, they got all of them.
Hellraiser. Oh.
All right, they got. Yeah, we got.
Drop. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we got one. We got two. Should we do
just
a double
first
feature?
One.
Just the first one? Okay.
Why was there another one you want to do? You want to do part 2 also, or what?
Well, I was always thinking like, maybe we should do like a double feature one of these days, but I don't know.
Oh wait, are you guys done? Are we done talking about Bubba Ho-Tep?
You see this? Ryan, did you see
I think
this?
so. It's like a long-winded way of signing off for the evening.
I just want to do Hellraiser. It's gonna be
well, I came in late, so I
for a minute.
Hello.
Hey,
what's up, man?
Nunchucks? Nunchaku?
He's doing Venetian karate.
You a Bruce Lee fan?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Those are a little bit short for me, but I seen them on the floor the other day, and I picked them up in front of the boys, and I went.
They're easy to learn.
And they were like, Grandpa, I didn't know you could do that.
Oh, dude, it's so much fun.
He is the master.
Lots of things you boys don't know about Grandpa.
They don't call me Grandpa. They call me the master.
I started practicing with those when I was in high school. And it's just a fun thing to do, especially like at a party where people are like, a little impaired.
After Enter the Dragon came out, everybody had nunchucks.
Yeah,
everybody.
But not everybody learned how to use them.
No.
I was from the era where
a lot of people hit themselves in the nuts. And
we used to saw a mop handle, a wooden mop handle, and nail some kind of connector in between to make them ourselves. Ghetto style.
Oh wow! Damn, that's creative as
Why
fuck.
you dancing around like that, boy?
That's like that's how you do it.
Yeah,
How
I
else are
mean,
you gonna make nunchucks?
they only recently became legal again in the state of New York.
Oh yeah.
For the longest time, you could not buy nunchaku; they're forbidden, and also 3-section staff can't be sold. Too much like nunchaku. Meanwhile, I could go into the Walmart and walk out with a gun
and take you out
20, 30 minutes. But no, nunchaku. Oh, that's too fucking scary. Why? Because some cops watched Enter the Dragon and they felt fear, and so they had to ban them.
What about size?
Somebody got disarmed.
Those I don't know. Those are.
That's way more dangerous than a pair of nunchucks, man. Size are way more dangerous than a pair of nunchucks.
Well, I mean, they have a weight to them, don't they? Because it's not a stabbing weapon; it's a clubbing weapon.
Well, I mean, it can be a stabbing weapon. I mean, you lay it upside somebody's head and you push forward and you take the eye. I mean,
manly.
Size, those are pretty. You can do a lot with those.
But yeah, I mean, you have different size ends on them. Some people have huge balls on them.
You can punch somebody in the throat with that.
This is really,
it's actually an anti-sword weapon.
You can break a nose with that too.
You protect your forearm with it. You punch with it.
It was actually like the police. It was basically it
was for separating rice from chaff. It was a farm weapon.
It was right.
All the ninja stuff was farm.
Yeah, like the nunchaku, like the kama, all farming tools.
Shinobi.
But I know that the cops in Edo period Japan, the clubs, they would walk around with a club and it looked like a half a sai.
Oh, I gotta check those out.
And they were made out of iron,
just one
not
hook,
steel, so they could they could whack you.
I'm surprised they never made like a badass ninja movie, like an epic ninja movie. Like I would love to make a ninja movie like in Japan, where the samurais are like the guards kind of walking around. I'd call it Bushido Shinobi.
I like the Ninja Assassin. I like the fact that just went full fantasy.
The 3D one, right?
Was that in 3D? I don't know.
I think it was.
I think that's when everything was in 3D.
Thinking about American Ninja. I'm sorry, Ninja Assassin. That's different.
There's a rapper, by the way, Lone Ninja. I highly, highly, highly recommend. And he has a song where he's just like, "I'm an American ninja, like Michael Dudikoff." Has ever? It's got to be the first time a rapper has mentioned Michael Dudikoff. All right, so folks, we are going to say peace out to y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate you. And Maiden Hell, thank you so much for hanging out, darling. And she says Angel Heart if you haven't already. But yeah, we'll put that on the list. But next week, Hellraiser.
I mean, I saw Hellraiser on there. I seen Bubba Ho-Tep. I was just like, fuck, dude. We got to do Hellraiser. It's and I would say double feature, but Hellraiser 2 is fucking good, dude. I like me some Hellraiser 2.
Yeah, me too.
And the thing is, Hellraiser 2 is more epic than the first one. I like the first one more. I like the first one way more, but Hellraiser 2 is epic compared to the first one.
It's a great sequel. It's like a really good Hammer Dracula sequel.
Yeah, it's big, dude. It expands the lore.
It's more ambitious. Yeah. And actually, yeah. Oh, and I have Shudder, so I can watch the Joe Bob Briggs version.
This is even better, huh?
Yeah, which would be great.
Man,
all right,
get better.
Everybody, peace and love to you all. And
say goodbye, everybody.
What?
Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, wait a second. Does anybody want to plug anything?
Sure. Who
goes
first?
CromCon, end of the month in Savannah, Georgia. We're doing it live, baby. We're taking a con to a con, and we're encouraging people that are at other cons across the country that weekend to join in and be in our show so that we can show people at a con in Georgia what it's like to be at a con in Iowa or wherever the hell you're at.
Dude, I love that idea. I love that idea so much. I love that idea so much. I mean, think about that. Being able to be at a convention, but then also have guests on the computer.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a big screen up behind me.
There.
People walking by. We'll have a big screen up behind us. People walking by will see the show.
Yeah,
awesome.
Genius.
Okay. We can turn the camera on. Hey, you want to be on the show? Come over here. Kurt Angle's gonna be there. Mike Fleen's gonna be there. I'm gonna do some serious, real interviews and have a great time.
That's awesome.
So you are going to that. That's
right now. I'm going.
Hell yeah.
Right now I'm going. But shit.
I know stuff happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, my sponsor, Laughing Road Games. He lives in Pennsylvania, and he's like, man, we'll get you here, and you can ride down with me. And we're giving him a table. He'll be set up right there next to us. The guys from Committed Comics are going to send us some stuff, so we'll have stuff to give away at the table. And dude, it's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to it.
Sweet.
What's up, dude?
Oh, thanks, Maiden. Always good to see you in the chat.
You want to show everybody your comics real fast? Grab them. They're right there, dude. Okay. You guys see what he's been doing the last 2 days? No. My grandson decided he's going to be a comic artist.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
Now, hold on. Okay. Now this one he did yesterday. Look at that cute little Sonic. First,
really good.
That is really good.
That's cool.
Look at that cute little Sonic. Okay. So he's got Sonic. Now you open the comic book up, and dude's got panels, and he's got
that's his first
sound
comic.
Effects.
That's awesome.
You got a story there too, don't you?
Yeah.
I have my
put that in a plaque,
dude.
Yeah, put it in the Mylar.
Then this morning, he wanted to make another comic book.
Oh, he did Spidey. Awesome. That's a good Spidey.
Dude, I told him we're going to have a talk about copyrights, my friend.
Well, it's fan fiction.
You having fun, though, huh? Making your own comics? Dude, I'm saving all these.
Oh, of course. Have you guys ever seen my first comic?
No.
I don't think I have it handy, but it's somewhere in this room. I did like a full comic, stapled it together and everything. It's all like in crayon and stuff and magic marker. Matt, do you tell people where they can find you, brother?
You guys can find me at Rune Cutter Comic on Twitter, and I have a YouTube channel called Metal Movies and Brewskis where I just talk about metal movies and I do comic book reviews as of late. And I usually pair it up with a beer. And if you guys want, you can check out my book at butchcleaver.com. It's a graphic horror, or it's a graphic novel. It's about a butcher who gets killed and he's brought back to life by a voodoo curse. And that curse gives him the power to weaponize bone on a molecular level. So he tries to use that power for revenge, reckoning, and possibly redemption. So I got the first book up on there. I got the second book up on there too, butchcleaver.com. And if you guys can, please check out Brian Kriskow's Six Gun Gorilla.
We have that one right over there.
Yeah, it's you guys gotta pick this up. It's a Cemetery Without Crosses.
Yep.
Second Chance campaign. It's in the chat right now, and it's on Kickstarter. So you guys have to pick that up. I will be doing a review on that in the next week. So,
dude, I've been really enjoying your reviews. By the way, we need more people doing that.
Well, people were saying like, oh, well, why don't you, do like reviews like I don't know. I just talk about books I like. So if it's a book that I'm not really into, I'm not going to fucking passionately talk about it. I'm not going to go out and buy a beer that looks like it and fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah. As creators, we're put in this precarious position because you don't want to turn business away from your comrades.
Yeah, and it's like an unspoken rule where you don't want to throw people on the bus. So if I go and give someone a bad review, I'm a nobody, and on top of that, I'm a new creator. But I could say something on there and talk shit about someone's book, and then someone might agree with me and say, fuck that. And then they can go and tell somebody else, and then they tell somebody else, and they tell somebody else, and they tell somebody else, and they tweet about it. And then they go on Instagram, and then nobody wants to fucking buy that book. All it takes is that. It only takes one voice to fucking spawn a revolution. So I'm all about positivity.
Word of mouth. Same
here. To go on there. I'm a talker. I can talk to mad fucking shit if I want to. But I'm not
dude. I've gotten...
I'm going to talk about shit I like.
I've gotten books from people in the scene that were terrible. And it didn't make me feel good. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't take pleasure in seeing, because I don't see like my fellow creators as competition. I see them as comrades.
Yeah, and like me, I'm a new guy. I don't know. I'm fucking learning it too. My books aren't that great, but they're pretty good.
You're not a new guy.
They're fun.
My shit, they're fun, and I'm still learning.
You know what? Comics, right?
But I could still talk shit and someone could fucking hate on it. You know
and
what I mean?
dude, I'm telling you, my favorite thing about Comicsgate is people like you specifically who, like, I remember were just dudes in the chat and now are like on your second successful campaign. That's what this should be about, right?
The third one is a success too, you know.
On the reviewer
we're
thing,
inspiring people.
What's
we're
up, Bob?
inspiring people to like pursue their dreams.
I wanted to expand on the reviewer thing. Okay, it's like everybody knows I promote comics.
Yeah, man.
And it would be really sucky if I told everybody, man, go buy Nephilim Squadron. And then I get Nephilim Squadron and I don't like it. You see what I'm saying? I don't do reviews. I do not do reviews. I refuse to.
Hex. It'll be all right. It'll be all right, brother. It'll be all right.
You can't be a promoter and a reviewer.
No, definitely
not that. But
definitely
if I buy a book,
you can't.
And I haven't read it.
Yeah,
you can't be a promoter and a reviewer. It just doesn't work.
But if I get something like the Cryptindles in the mail, I'm like gonna be like, "Yo, check this out."
Yeah, it's hard to like hold back your excitement if you really do. Like,
I do an unboxing with everybody, right? I get a package. I invite you to come out with me. We'll unbox it live. I don't read it right then. Okay, I'm not giving a review on it. I'm showing this guy fulfilled. This guy fulfills. This is how he fulfills. And I'm really happy that I got this book. Okay. But how I feel about the book itself is between me and him.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I might give him some private, like with Sim. You know, I had one thing about Sim's book that I told him, dude, fucking with me. You got to change this. Okay.
I love Sim's book, dog.
Oh no, everything about Sim's book was great except that some of the print was so fucking small I couldn't even read it with my
see, I had a problem with that on my first book. So he was like, "Hey, someone told me change the font."
Yeah.
Another person told me change the font, and the third person told me change the font. You know what I did on the second book? I learned how to fucking font, and I changed the font, and I did it different.
Yeah,
so but that's why we need people to tell us the good and the bad.
I did it in private.
I just talk about the good, and that's all I'm going to do.
That's what you were going to say. Sim, there's too much violence in your book.
Too much nudity.
The art is all fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of thing I will tell you. You know, I'll tell you. You know, look, that font was too small. I couldn't read it. But I won't. I'm not going to criticize somebody's creative work because somebody else might really love it. And who the fuck am I to go out here and dampen somebody else's enthusiasm?
Exactly. It's like that Tennyson poem. Be careful how you tread, for you tread on my dreams.
Yeah.
It has to be constructive, not deconstructive.
Absolutely. And it has to, you have to be you have to be encouraging, because that to me, and I'm sorry, I know I sound like a broken record. I say this all the time, but it's just I say it all the time because it's fucking true. I love watching people grow as artists, and I love watching them level up, and I love them watch them getting better. So like Preston, for instance, just recently leveled up again because I'm like, oh shit, like you know, you look at his work, you'd be like, that's very Bisley. Oh, that's very Frazetta. And like his new stuff, I'm like, oh, that's like really Preston.
Hey Brian,
Preston's got his own style now.
You can't afford him anymore.
Dude, I kept telling him. I've always told him, like, you know, I hope you don't realize that you're a rock star. Because my whole goal has always been to get as much work done with him, like as quickly as possible before Hollywood goes yoink.
Well, you know, this ain't
in his Renaissance man. Bottom line, most artists aren't. So
you know this, and this ain't a shot at you, Brian. But the reason I got on board with Six Gun Gorilla was because Preston did cover number 8.
Yes.
And there are very few comic books I've ever bought because of who did the cover.
Right.
Very few. Like I can count them on one fucking hand out of 7,000 books.
Okay? And
maybe 5 because of the cover art.
Right.
Preston's Six Gun Gorilla was one of those fucking comics. Andrew Mangum's Razor Fist. I can't wait to get that one. Okay. Dude, there's very few times where I get, oh fuck, that's bad.
Like, I got super lucky, dude. I've been super lucky. I've been super lucky. With
I was super
people that
lucky.
I've worked
You
with.
didn't just send me the one I bought. You sent me the whole series.
Yeah.
That was fucking rock, dude.
Yeah, well, dude, I mean, you're always having people on and promoting other people. You know, gotta hook a brother up.
You got to look at it
properly
from fan perspective. You know,
Matt,
and
did
you
I,
do. You
do I
look
owe
at
you
it from
comics?
the fan perspective.
No, I got mine.
Okay.
I already got a beer paired up with it. I'm going to do a review once I'm done
Okay.
reading it, and I've already thumbed through it. I already love it. So.
Oh, thanks, dude.
But I mean, there's
I've
no
been
one
lucky.
talking about our books. Like, I'm going to say Comicsgate. I mean, people could fucking tiptoe around it, dick toe around it, not give a fuck. But we're all pretty much Comicsgate. Whether I'm adjacent or what, it's fucking Comicsgate.
Yes.
So no one's really talking about the books that much for the most part. So that's why I keep doing my shit. And I got I got 30 books. I have 30 fucking Comicsgate books in the other room on top of my scanner. That is piled up.
Kimo Sabi not doing his review show?
No, he's not really. No, not much. So
I
yeah,
like
dude,
I'm not a big fan of reviewers just because, like I said, I might
He's
see
good,
somebody talking shit about a book I was just promoting, and I'll be like, man,
he's good.
You know.
Well, here's the thing.
He does a deep dive on that shit.
The only kind of critic I would never be, like as a job, if somebody hired me to be a theater critic, that's like the one area where the critics literally make or break a show.
Oh, fuck.
Right?
And for me, I'm all one take. I do my
Comics,
reviews, my talk in one take. I'm not sitting there.
movies,
I don't
novels,
make a big fucking thing about it.
You could still have a hit.
You know, yeah, that shit's fucking. Yeah, that's a lot of that's.
But yeah,
tough,
for
dude.
us as creators, if we're because even if we're just being honest, if we think the book is garbage, then we're throwing shade at our fellow creators.
Well, you
and
are.
Also, you don't want to discourage them either because you want them to keep at it and get better.
You are, and you will if you do
that.
People could talk shit, like say, you know, what. This is why I'm doing it. All right, you know what I mean? That's why I like to do it. You know what I mean? I like to talk about the stuff that people were doing that I like. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna talk positivity because we need it. We have to make content, dude. We gotta make fucking comic books, dude.
Well,
for the next generation, what are they just gonna read manga all the time? Like I mean, I love manga's cool and all right,
Yeah.
but I like American superhero shit more and horror more. That's what I
love
like.
American comics. I love Japanese comics. I love French comics.
French too.
Just
They're
comics.
cool. But we need to make stuff too for them to be inspired by, hopefully, and to create for the future. If all they have is manga, which is mostly what it is, and fucking Captain Underpants, then it's fucking dead.
Yes.
Then you're just gonna have manga and fucking Captain Underpants and fucking the French shit.
Yep.
Straight up. You're not.
And nobody wants to read
no more
American
Superman, no more
manga.
Batman, no more fucking Wolverine. It's all gonna be fucking gone unless we're making the shit, because the shit in the main industry, they're fucking up. You know what I mean? And people like me, I'm not going back to those motherfuckers.
No way.
You know what I mean? I hate to carry around a fucking soy fucking burden of hate, but I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to give them money anymore. They fucked up with me, and my life's too short. I'd rather give my money to CG.
I feel the same
No,
way.
I'd rather give my money to CG and
too.
a CG adjacent and indie. Okay, CG and indie. Sorry, you don't want to claim CG no more.
whatever.
That's fine. But whatever, indie. Okay. And I say CG because it's a broad term. You don't got to be fucking.
It's a big umbrella.
CG kings, and you
There's
don't
a
got
lot
to be
of
fucking.
different tables in the CG cafeteria.
But there's a lot of sub.
Yes.
There's a lot of sub.
CG. I used the hashtag.
It is what it is,
So
and
do
there's
I.
different groups in CG, and you know, and you got fucking Razor Fist, Iron, fucking whatever the fuck.
We're
No,
Hat
it's
Club.
CG.
We're Hat
It's
Club
CG,
over
dog.
here.
It's CG. It's gonna be CG, dog.
Where is?
It's
By
too
the way,
hot for
where is
a hat
Eric?
now.
It's
Where
too
is
much.
Eric
It's-
July
it's-
right now? We're like, where's the Ripper for his
2.6.
He's CG. I don't give a fuck. You could call him Iron Age. Fuck that. I'm not gonna do another hashtag.
Gabe is on his book, so he's CG.
Yeah, no, it's CG. I'm not gonna do another hashtag. We're this and that. No,
Maybe he doesn't want to
there's
see it.
different
I'm
versions
Hat
of
Club.
CG.
I've been Hat Club since the beginning because
Yeah.
they were calling CG a hate group, and I was like, no, we're not. We're a Hat Club.
It's either CG or indie. Other than that, I'm not gonna. I'm
Hey,
too fucking lazy to do
When
anything
I first came in, I was lurking for about 2 months.
Yeah, I lurked a little bit too.
Right?
I
And
lurked for about
what
a
was
year.
I doing? I was active in the chats and love attack. I was active in the chats,
Right.
and basically I was waiting. I was waiting to hear all like the racist shit.
Yeah, me too, man.
Right? And
Yeah.
I was waiting and waiting,
Waiting,
and it just
waiting.
yeah. I was like, okay, we're like where's like all the racist and homophobic shit?
And then
Right,
you're
right.
then
I'm
you're
not down
making
with
friends
that.
with people like Hex and Lakim and it's like the Olivers.
But then you don't want to use
656.
Yeah, but then you don't want to use your friends as a shield either. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, I'm just
You know,
I
saying
feel
this,
that there's
you're
too much
meeting
lore and
all
we've come too
these
far to just
Hex.
say, no,
Hex
fuck
by-
that. We're
by-
this now,
by-
motherfuckers.
by-
Like, no, dude,
Here's
we're,
656.
we're CG,
By-
motherfuckers. We're CG. Been CG for a minute, dude. I'm not gonna fucking
I don't want to do
change
that.
nothing, dude. I'm
you
over it.
CG?
It's too much.
I know. It's like, excuse me while I force my diversity upon you.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Bite
We're
my
just not
face?
idiots. That's all.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh,
Why
but,
do you want to
here,
bite my
check this out.
face?
Damn.
Check this out, Brian.
Did you just see him try to bite my
I
face?
totally saw him going
Did you
right
see
for
that?
your. Yeah, he was
Oh
going
my
right for your
God.
nose.
There's nothing passive about these animals. I'm
No,
telling
the
you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
the video.
I mean,
The night bigwiggin rides on a frisky earwig and sends his love, Queen Mad, a bracelet of Emmett's eyes, making an assignation.
Old Tom Bombadil was a married fella. Bright blue his jacket was, and his boots was yellow.
Tom Bombadil was a cool motherfucker, man.
He was.
Could've been
You know what
last.
I-
No
you know
reason
what I
for
call
him to
that
be in the
piece?
movie.
I call that black voices in literature.
Yeah, when they
Oh, you ever seen Bug Notes?
That was the first thing
Bug
that I
Notes is the
frowned
shit.
on in Lord of the Rings is when they went into the old forest and didn't find Tom Bombadil.
Yeah, people are hating on that. That's why I was laughing right
remember.
now because this has to do with that probably.
Yeah.
Where's the fuck's the Bombadil, motherfucker? Where's
Yeah.
the Bombadil?
I mean, they made him out to be he was first, he will be last. When Sauron's killed everybody else, then he'll come after Tom.
Yeah, he's immortal.
Yeah,
He's like an immortal hippie.
Where was he?
Such a hippie fucking character. Oh my god.
Like, you can get the fuck out of here. I didn't read it, but I'm just like,
Hot chick. He had a hot chick named Goldberry.
I didn't
Little
miss
old
them
lady.
too
Come
much.
on.
There was that was the first thing I was thinking. Like when they were making those movies, I was like, that's the first thing that's gonna go. If they have any
Bombadil,
sense.
all right.
Does not move the fucking story forward. You're making a 3-hour movie. Keep that shit moving.
Right? Oh my lordy, you're making 9 hours in there. Hey,
some people that are always not going to be happy.
Nephilim Squadron, dude.
He did save him from the old man
Brother.
widow. I'm just saying,
Heck, show off.
You have a new
goods,
Nephilim
man.
Squadron campaign up right now, right?
Did I back your campaigns? I'm pretty sure I did.
Do you have a new one up now, or what?
Well, it's still volume 1. It's not the one behind me. Behind me is the black and white version that's about to go to print.
Okay.
And I'll have a special announcement, an update by around the end of the week.
Hell yeah!
On that. So,
I keep waiting for Hex to go. You can't get this anymore after today.
So I don't know if because you have 2 different campaigns, right?
Yeah, the first one was the chapter 1, which is this one, the black and white, and the current one is the volume 1, which is the 3 of the chapters in color. And,
sweet.
That's on Indiegogo right now, in demand. It's a mind-bending sci-fi adventure. And but you can follow me at Hex_Allen on Twitter and subscribe to at my YouTube channel, Hex Allen Comics. And I'll have some new stuff coming up. I'm going to bring back my Hangout stream.
Cool.
Hangout/chill stream. That's coming back, and another feature of like recorded videos, like I'm calling Member Buried. It's a feature that examines comics and publications that were just kicked into the memory hole and buried under concrete. So.
That sounds fun.
Well, that's
like
cool, man.
Basically exhuming forgotten books.
Stuff that maybe I kind of like search them up on YouTube to see if anyone's
talking about them.
Right.
Right.
So no one else has talked about these books.
Oh, dude, I would love to do an episode about Grimjack.
I have a little stack
that
of
blows
books
my
that I
mind.
can't
That,
even.
nobody's
I got
read
a little
that.
stack of books that I
I've
can't
heard of it
even
a lot.
find
Well,
anything on. I got a stack of books that I cannot find in any database. I can't find the publisher. I have a little stack of comics I cannot tell you shit about other than what it says.
Those are the best kind.
Yeah, you should do a little show about that, Pops.
That's what I was just thinking.
Do
I'm
some
gonna
random
get
videos,
Rex and,
Well, that's what Hex is planning on doing. So, dude, I think
no,
that's
I
an
mean, I'm
excellent
talking
idea.
about ones I actually have, but I mean, we got the
showing them off?
show-offs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the show offs on Sunday. I'm gonna have Rex and Dave.
Yeah, what do you think I'm doing? I'm showing them off. I own them.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're gonna be busting out specific pieces like.
But
from
see,
your
he's talking about
collection
stuff
and-
that got buried. I'm
Oh.
talking about stuff I can't find anything on.
I see. Yeah, so
I mean,
yeah,
I can't
but the
find
stuff I'm talking
any
about has
information on them at all.
publications and yeah.
Right, but they're just buried treasures.
Publisher, right?
Right.
I don't know if they're
As a
treasures.
horror,
Yours-
as a horror
yours-
fan, that's what you spend
yeah.
most of your time doing is like sorting through a lot of crap to get to those buried treasures.
Wait, Pops's would be like from a black hole.
Yeah, like I said, I can't find any information on them online at all. It's like whoever printed them just like isn't a social media.
You have to
person.
do a show and tell. You have to do a show and tell.
I'm gonna have to dig them out.
Well, I got one more thing to share with you real quick.
Oh, please.
It might piss you off a bit, though.
It might piss me off a bit, though.
Oh, Hex, F you, bro. Oh, you got Tarna's booty. Oh, the hate.
What am I gonna do with this stuff? I don't know what to do with it.
Oh my
Oops,
god.
it's upside down. Yes, the trial of Captain Stern. Oh, wait.
Stern. Oh, hey, nice
Bird.
backyard.
Bird.
You know the story, Matt, about how Hex got those cells, right?
No.
You don't? He's like, correct me if I'm wrong here, Hex.
Mhm.
But as I recall, you were working at a job and you had like a coworker that like gave those to you because he was just like, I know you're into this weird crap. Were you interested in these? And gave them to you like for free, right?
Yeah. Well, I think he had a whole bunch of them, and he knew it was heavy metal, but maybe he had. I don't know. He was very generous about it. It was weird, but it's fine.
That's
with me.
awesome. Hey, generosity is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Except when people want like toys.
I do
No,
want
I
to plug
part
one
with
thing.
shit. I part with shit all the time. At least I try to. Otherwise, I start to feel
wanna plug
guilty.
one thing.
I feel like this old miser. That's just like a fat old dragon, like sitting on a fucking pile of toys.
I do want to plug one thing
Yes.
because you have some of your shows just get a lot of attention, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I've
You know
gotten
what I'm
like.
saying?
Yeah, like some I've gotten like up to like 4K views. On,
Yeah, I
on
mean,
certain
and
streams.
I don't know if some of you people know what I do, but if you just look at my name in the YouTube, I'll go type something in the YouTube chat right now. Check out my channel. That's all. Check out my channel. We got lots of indie content. You know.
Heck yeah. Hex, were you done chilling?
Oh yeah, I'm done. Oh, just
Okay.
drop my YouTube channel in there too.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to do is make sure people know
Thank
where
you.
go check out what we do because, I mean, it's all about promoting indies, basically.
Yep. Heck yeah. All right, people, we're gonna go backstage just to trash talk you all like a bunch of freaking hypocrites. Oh, we can't wait until we become like rich and famous, so then we can like start being our true selves and just be complete dicks to all of our fans.
Make the Munster movie.
I can't get away with that. There's too many people that have known me for decades that see what I do. I can't go out here and act like I'm somebody else. I wouldn't get away with it. My real life friends would be like, "Fuck is that, Pops?"
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Movie for next week is Hellraiser. Yes, which was a definite game changer when it came out. So everybody, we will talk to you soon, and we wish you peace and love and meta.